Hello, lollygaggers, ready with the party of 7. Thank you so much. And just in
Oh
time,
my goodness.
as we
We
go audio
just
video
started.
live. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff and the gang.
Woo!
If anybody's interested in
Hello.
some really interesting narrative horror and bees, that's what I watched in the lollygaggers the other night. It was fucking crazy. Pat, you would have loved it. There was some
Oh
queen
man.
beeing going on, some wax, some
Oh.
mind fuckery. Oh yeah.
Damn. What well I'll have to go back and watch it. What's this
I think it's
system
called
thing?
Trophy Dark. It was this really interesting narrative system. It's an indie game. I'll have to hit up Jeff and find out like
Oh yeah.
where one can peep such a thing. But hey, lollygaggers, thank you for coming through. Yeah,
Thank
Trophy
you.
Dark. Sorry. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you all for coming through, everyone. Hey, Malcolm. Hey, everyone. We join our heroine, or you know, to some, to others, she's that damn crook, Mara the Mink. As she and her pilot, Ayaya Ors, descend over the frontier worlds long thought abandoned to scientific research on the frontier. As they swoop in and see teal and purplish pink coral growths in the horizon, Ayaya says, "That's our mark, Naiad Station. I hope you read up on this one. It's going to be a doozy."
Readings for amateurs.
Mm-hmm.
I already know all the things that I need to about this place. Dive down, get the gem, get the pearl, get out.
Right, but remember, you're going to need to get that pearl out somehow. You got a lot of tools, but it's large, so you got 2 main options. Well, 3 if you can find them. One,
Go on.
you float it up to the shaft, and then bring it up from that landing pad there. She points to a tiny speck surrounded by 3 much larger floating gun turrets. They look like flak that would have been deployed by the human empire to make a big dick statement about controlling an area. Definitely would be getting you shot down right now, but for the fact that your craft is invisible. I have not put you on the right page yet because I am dumb.
All right.
Yeah, we are accepting of my Eliasisms. But yeah, so you are aboard a RAS stealth craft. Mara, you do a lot of crime. You do a lot of stealing. Whether you're in it for the thrill or the payday, there's a lot of both. And right now, you're working with the Scoozy. And the Scoozy are a well-known RAS criminal syndicate. So powerful and connected, they have access to top-of-the-line RAS stealth tech that the Trinity are desperately trying to figure out and get their hands on. But you're not here for anybody, the Trinity, who's still alive. You're moving in on Naiad Station, a research station meant to study the so-called immortal clam. Megafauna that are so massive as to dwarf even the structure that studies them. They produce the most sought-after pearls a newsguy can dream of. And certain properties of their muscle mass and the symbiotic bacteria that dwells within it were highly sought after by medical researchers in the Trinity. However, after a human separatist attack, engineered by the so-called Pearl Keeper, a newsguy smuggler and mercenary and, generally speaking, guy about town, left it in an evacuated ruin. It was supposed to jettison itself and harmlessly float to the surface without damaging the ecology. Instead, it's still down there. Ayaya informs you all of this, pokes to your little heads-up display that floats inside your eyes, because Mara, you have had quite a bit of work done for your career. You have no less than 4 cybernetic augmentations, one of which is your Integra Link Aim Assistant. It also, your cybernetic eyes that you scan some shit, but mostly it helps you shoot things. You have it hooked up to your harpoon gun that you brought with you, but it just helps you aim better in general. You have an adrenal pump, which lets you, as a free action, self-inject adrenaline. A saline surge, which gains you 3 edge, but cures all toxins and the bleed effect, while potentially stunning you. And a data jack that lets you connect directly into machines. You're presently wearing a heavy pressure chute. It's bulky out of water, and you're moving at about half speed, but in water, it's going to help you survive the high-pressure bands. You've also got what amounts to a Trinity Standard spacesuit underneath, but it's, a modified version to your own liking. You are coming in on your location, and the 3 major ways to extract are going to be shown up here on the map. as
Marbles.
you see a sidelong scan of your deep stakes dive, because the stakes are high. This news guy doesn't futz about. And as your pilot tells you, as your dear Oars tells you, I'm only going to be able to put you in and take you out. Anything more and will disturb the sensors. Also, the ship can't be detected breaking the water, because if the observatory is still online, it's definitely going to detect it. And say that there's an unregistered whale here, and then realize something's up. So we are going to have to be pushing you out the back. Have a fun jump. Don't forget your scooter. And yeah, you are over this facility. So you can see here, I've moved you, right? Or have I just moved the viewer of the...
Mara the mink steps out onto the back of the ship, and she takes a deep breath in of the salty brine air. She breathes out. It's gonna be a good job. Feel it.
Indeed, you walk in. You head back to the crew room. You slide down the ladder. You enter the tight Rast intended area, and you, before hopping out, collect your trusty scooter. While in water and using both of your hands, it will give you a 12-meter swim speed.
Hell yes.
Yeah. So the back slides open. And you indeed get blasted with that nice briny air. Yeah, you got the scooter in hand. You're looking out for the dive, and this is where you're inserting from.
Well, here goes nothing.
Yeah, you hop, you leap, and you make the fall, breaking it in a potent cannonball. And you would normally feel a quick abrasion on your skin, but between your Trinity Standard suit and the heavy pressure suit you've got on, you instead sink like a rock. A very limber rock. And yeah.
Ooh, look at this map.
Yeah, you find yourself inserted from the category, or Shine Same. And you hear in the radio, I'm maintaining radio silence after this, but when you cut up, give me a call and I'll swing around to this position. As it disappears, as it is wont to do. And you are at the surface of the water, gun platforms and vast latticeworks of coral growth, where the newsguy is growing their next ship's hull. To look upon it, it seems a leviathan, an overlarge, no way it's making planet exit kind of vessel. But they're growing it anyway.
Well, you know, sometimes people do things just to do them. That's why I do what I do. And also to flirt with the cute marshals, but, you know.
Indeed. Now, you get a tactical readout of the relevant locations. The landing pad at the top, surrounded by 3 gun platforms that can only shoot things in the air, not the water. And then down at the facility itself, Naiad Station, there's upper observation deck. A newsguy outcropping that seems to have been built up out of a blasted segment near where the AI core and central power should have been. The hangar for the submersible, and lower observation, which has the electro signal which you need to gain entrance into the clam. Loosening the muscled folds for just long enough to slide in and slide out. Now, you've got 3 potential Pearl Eggs strategies, and beyond this is literally a free-form do-what-the-fuck-you-want adventure. But I'm just letting you know. You got 3 options. Generally speaking, if you can find one, there were, like, internal control dive cages that the Trinity team would use to, like, inobtrusively travel around. They are large enough to fit the Pearl and just the Pearl, so you need to find 2, one for it, one for yourself, because even this pressure suit isn't going to save you from being that down deep for long enough periods through the shift. You'll need to find the submersible in the hangar, and then commandeer it, and open the hangar and drive the sub out. Or, you'll need to brave the jaunt from the clam to low observation, and then take it all the way up through the elevator shaft that travels just under 1,300 meters to the surface of the water, the landing pad. And have some plan for not getting shot by the gun platforms when you get there.
Yeah, that one sounds like the weak link, but it is good to know that that's in my back pocket. So there's a submersible and a diving cage, correct? In
So
the lower
the diving cages exist, or existed. There were several of them, and they should be somewhere near lower observation, because that's where they were deployed from. The submersible is in the hangar just above that. There are breaches all over this facility, and much of it is flooded or and depressurized, so you can sidle up to the side of the hangar or lower observation. Although to make your approach, you're probably not going to want to be a completely unknown entity. In your tactical appraisal, you probably want to approach to something like a connector strut, or, you know, like the wall of this sea gorge you're descending along, and the nice little kelp forests there to be able to get where you're going.
Okay. Well, I think the connection strut's the way to go. Yeah, I think the top connection strut. And I'm gonna try and sneak into the facility.
Sure, yeah. You put both hands on the scooter, mount it as best you can. It's got, like, you know, a running board, more or less, and you...
I come down along the rock.
Yeah. You descend along the rock, and you come upon the cover of some tall rock and kelp forest. Give me a scrutiny test to see what you see.
Okay. Very important. Boop.
Hey, Jor. Hey, Dash.
Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah, you wanna
take
push
an
it?
edge. Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, what are we calling that?
It's edge, so I can put you on the diving map, and yeah, just plus. You've already plus one your blue bar. I see.
Let me do that. Womp. Watch this be a panic. Oh my god! Literally the worst scenario.
Wait a
What?
minute.
We're really starting this off good, huh?
The end should be some. Yeah, so you're coming down. You're coming down. There's a kelp forest, and you're trying to see. And when you can't get a good read, you're like, okay, my eyes are, like, maybe not doing me great because, like, the scooter has me down a little. So you scrunch yourself up, and you kick up off of the scooter a little, right? You have your legs on it still. And there's a kelp branch, and it kind of, like, comes in your face. And you kind of, like, whack it aside. And you're alarmed when you see it whip around to you, and you see what looks like almost a mouth on it.
Oh god.
As an orifice darts towards you. Yep, it is the kelp kraken. So great, off to a great start. It attempts to grasp you, and a surprise round. Now then, you have a lot of armor. Roll it for me.
Yeah. All right. Wow, we're really starting the adventure now, huh?
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, no. So Mara's probably cursing under her breath, and she says, "What the hell is a Rastian sea monster doing in the middle of a fucking Newsquai controlled planet? This is bizarre." And I roll my initiative. Got that. There we go.
Yeah, we'll also roll your armor to the left of your stats and stuff. Click the armor button.
No. Derp. Yes. I hit it. Did not go. It's just 6, so I'll just roll 6.
Sure.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so you managed to block the damage. You are drawn in towards it. And more importantly, so, like, okay, actually, you're not drawn in towards it, but here's the thing. You were up off your scooter with that little one result, and you gain an edge from that as you see it has grabbed onto your scooter, and you're now floating above it. Fuck. So you're not grappled, but you are up to 2 edge now, and it has the scooter when, yeah, we do, I can roll your initiative if you want.
Yeah, did it not go through when I tried? It's very annoying.
Indeed, net being a little silly today. But yeah, so it's got an 8, and let's see what you get. Yeah, this is probably the hottest start we've had in a while. Holy shit.
Oh, okay, hold on. So my integral Veer Officer Saber, is that integral to my armor?
It is integral to your body, which actually means you can't use it inside the pressure suit.
Oh,
but you can use your other melee weapon.
My Rastian Shoehorn?
Yes.
I mean, I suppose I could probably try to garrote the oh, sorry, Rastian shoehorns are
Stilettos.
yeah, they're the stilettos. Never mind. I thought they were the Rastian necktie for a second. Okay, yeah, that'll do. That'll do.
Indeed, tabletop
So I'm
anthologies.
gonna try and stab the fuck out of the tentacle that's grasped onto my scooter.
Oh, yeah, give me that little attacky rolly.
All right.
Yeah, well. Not only do you manage to slice it,
Oh shit! Nice.
so I'm gonna say you spend one of your twists breaking the grapple. You've got your main hit, which does 2 damage. It automatically invokes bleed, and you're doing pretty fucking good. There's one twist left. It seems like it's gonna try and it has the ability to op you pretty easily if you draw back until it's at 0 stamina. But if you wanted to, you could use this twist to give yourself a chance to, like, vault onto the scooter.
Yes, I'm
Or
gonna
just
go
do more
ahead and
damage.
use that.
Okay, yeah, alright. Then just go ahead and give me a maneuver. The scooter is, like, hanging free. You just need to kick yourself off of this false kelp, this kelp kraken, grab onto the scooter, and fuck right off.
False kelp. I love it. Okay, let me... Darn, my character sheet closed itself.
Good. I can click the button if you want. I've got you up.
And maneuver. Alright, let's see what I can do. This is my, optimized stat, basically.
Yep.
So if I fail this,
you
that's
succeed.
not good.
You've got no, it's good. You got 2 hits.
No, that is good.
Yeah, so you succeed. You manage to vault to the scooter. You normally wouldn't be able to keep moving, because, due to, like you've done sort of blah, blah, blah. But you've got a twist to do it faster. You want to do that?
Excellent, yes.
Alright. You twist, you go faster, and, we reach, so that's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
The kelp kraken can, like, you see it bleed as you've cut at a central bit of it, and you just ruptured a deep cell wall, and now stuff close to the central mouth is, like, billowing strange green with strands of yellow fluid and viscera out. The plant is bleeding. That's the Rastian shoehorn way. It is gonna give... It's gonna give one last attempt to not even grab you, but to give you a little kiss. As like several of those mouths orifices came up, they latch onto you, and you hear, like, through, like, the suit, the reverberations of them trying to suck, giving really, really hard. And they don't hit shit. They don't hit shit.
Nice.
It goes pop, pop, pop off behind you, and I'm assuming that what you do with your turn is continue to fuck right off.
Oh yeah.
Nice little kelpie kisses, left in the fucking dust. But yeah, so...
Well, I'm glad I don't have to stick around and playtest this beast.
Indeed.
That was diegetic dialogue, she says as she turns to the 4th wall.
The variant, thank you for the bits. Yeah,
hey!
so you managed to burst away a little. You're coming up on some tight rock, but much like Beggar's Canyon, you're going to have to come in low to not get detected by any potential sensors. I would give you your choice of either operation or maneuver. Now, your maneuver is better, but if you choose operation, if you succeed with your maneuver, you're going to be so focused on piloting that you'll have to make a separate scrutiny roll. If you succeed with operation, I'll let you just say that you're minding the scooter's sensors and, like, little radar do, and you won't have to worry about that.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and... I'm gonna try the maneuver route and then a separate scrutiny.
It is a new Pat Cam looking crisp Severian. Alright,
Nice.
You succeed. With your twist, you could go faster, or you could give your scrutiny a +1 modifier.
I'm gonna choose to go faster, as I did get a success on my scrutiny.
Alright, so you have a slight twitch.
Okay.
So you're looking around, right? And you see Up ahead of you, some creatures that are kind of like darting around. Some of them aren't too, like, some of them look very harmless. One of them looks like it's kind of, eyeing you. And the thing is, you're on a scooter with a,
Strange as that.
yeah, you got a 10-meter movement speed, and these things don't. So, and you're going fast. You fucking... He does look clear. I just thought it was me being sober. Oh, Jor. We love it. Get by them, but they do kind of, like, freak you out a little. You catch yourself breathing a little further, and could you hit your life support really fast for me?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, let me roll my life support. Where the hell is it?
Left-hand side by armor. And I can click it if you want.
There we go. Got it. No dice.
Which is good, yeah. So if Pat gets any amount of ones, any amount of entropy results that you see there, she'll go down, but it doesn't matter how many she gets, unless she has to make a life support roll under rapidly diminishing circumstances. In which case, every one result she gets takes away that many life support. But yeah, you descend. You manage to drive down pretty well, and you are basically like right along the beam, and you're lining up your voyage, right? And you see something. It's pretty clear out in the water with your enhanced sight. There seems to be like several of these wide floating things with long tendrils moving lethargically along. It seems like there's like almost a herd of them, and they seem to be kind of like brushing their tendrils along the edge of the top edge of this strut. And they're kind of like pretty nearby. Like if you gave them a really wide berth, you'd be risking showing up on a sonar. So you could roll me
question. How deep can I go without my without like a submarine? Can I go to that bottom rung?
So you can. When you descended, actually, yeah. So okay, you've descended one strata, and you will actually now make me another life support roll. So what it is when you descend or ascend a strata, you're gonna have to make a life support roll, and
I like that. I like that. Ooh.
And here's the kicker: it's not rapidly diminishing circumstances, so you only go down once.
Yep.
But here's the other kicker: you've just done a pressure shift, right? Like you've gone down deeper. That other strut is down another pressure shift, which means that to do it that fast, you would make an endurance test against turbulence as your body literally buckled under the pressure.
Well, I'm not on a timer, am I? I can take some time.
No, as far as you know, the Pearl Keeper isn't even here right now, and yeah, that's you. You're not pressed, so you could hang in the water and wait. Do you want to?
For the floaters to move aside?
Yeah, if they're going to, you could roll me an insight or a medicine to try and get a.
I'm not a marine biologist. I am smart, but you know, determining if they're sticking around is maybe not going to be my strong suit. But let's give it a go. Insight.
Measured misstrong.
Yeah, as I expected. I don't fucking know anything.
Yeah, you did not study the wide floaters. You studied stealing people's lunch money.
I studied the blade. Let's be honest.
God.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and you know, I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna see if they move on. Going down a whole nother strata would be frustrating.
Yeah, so you're gonna wait a while.
Unless those fish come back, the dart fish.
Yeah, so there are some rocks that you feel like you could get up in. You're not a marine biologist, but hiding is good, right? You could give me...
Yeah.
So, you have an ability which gives you a +2 modifier to sneaking, to hiding, right? But you are out in the water, having to like be on your scooter. So I would say that comes out in the wash as a -2/+2. If you want to, you can just roll maneuver to try and hide yourself in amongst the rocks and like smaller bits of kelp you can scout out to not be monsters.
Fair enough. All right, let's go for that maneuver. Nice.
Yeah. So you're posted up in the water, and things are less exciting. Time is passing.
Good.
And yeah, it's a journey. You're on your scooter. You are coved up in the slant of two rocks, a halite pillar of ocean salt coasted up against you. Little water doobles floating by. You see fish life floating by. Little creatures, small, large, wide, slant, bioluminescent, even a little bit below you. And it's just sort of, a watery time.
Do we go down and stress from it?
Well, so you see some interesting fish. I'm not sure if they're stress relieving fish. They chase little darting green dot swarms. You see some fish that seem like smaller cousins to that big guy. They don't bother you though. They're just friendly little skedoodler cephalopodi, hopping around. And then you see a little clutch of dartfish. They hang around a little bit longer. They skirt along the rock. They love dragging their tendrils across the rock. In fact, little bits of pebbles and dust slide down and crash slowly over your helmet and scooter. It's harmless, but it's a deep reminder that they are directly above you. As you roll me a resolve to see if you keep it cool.
Yeah, alright. Well, this is where I'm gonna fail. Fishing over. Whoa, look at that!
So, here's the thing. You don't. You suffer a level 1 shock, but you succeed. You bite your lips and bear it. You've had to keep calm under fire before, doing painful splits under laser tripwires, enduring sliding through tiny shafts to reach the golden sucker of booty on the far side. You have shimmied across mountainsides and skyscrapers under the watch of Trinity Marshals and come out with the bounty.
Damn right, I'm a badass.
You're badass.
I'm not gonna let some sharks.
However,
Sharks fuck with my head.
you shake a little, and you wind up sort of like you nurse the throttle, but you don't hit it. But your grip on the scooter just isn't quite right anymore, and you have a -2 to scooter-related tests until this passes. As for these guys, they dart around and start to eat some of the other creatures. And in fact, you see something strange. This creature's mouth has these 4 little sucky prongs, right? It comes up on the gills of another creature, shunts something into them, and sucks as it, like, twists horribly, and you see part of it deflate. And then it, like, floats away bloodied and grasping as if though for air from the water. And, yeah, it's almost inflated a little as if though it's just had, like, a fresh gulp of air as it licks the watery blood from its pokers. And it dangerous to go alone for Mara, as Mara, you recognize your combat scanner in your brain recognizes the dartfish and gives you the 411 on that attack. It's called Oxygen Vampire. If they hit you with Oxygen Vampire while you are wearing something as life support, it sucks the life support out of you. It forces a diminishing life support roll.
Oh, nice.
Because it knows the oxygen is there, and it has evolved to slowly, through its own gills process it, but more accurately, suck it out of the gills of others. And even though it's not, it's going to be kind of like doing a whippet. Like, it isn't good for it to drink life support. It has a biological need and kind of like a sonary understanding of the presence of the gases. It needs to feed. So it's going to go after it. So if it gets near, it's going to try and suck your life support out. So yeah,
okay.
there are, and the three of them, you know, they've had a nice feed, and they've gotten some air and some blood, and they sort of like rest nearby. The wide floaters kind of begin to float in your direction, as you see the whole group kind of make almost a flying diamond. Some off to the side, smaller ones in the middle, towards you, up towards the wall.
God damn it. Alright, you know what? I'm going down a strata.
Alright, now, so you've waited a while, right? It's going to take you a while to travel.
Probably need to roll another life support.
You're gonna, yeah, because of how long you've waited, you're gonna have to roll a life support. And then, but you have waited long enough, you're not gonna worry about giving yourself the bends. You're good. You're good. And then you descend, but here's the thing. Your hands are shaking, knees weak, mom's spaghetti strikes because you're still at the -2 minor to your next scooter-related test. So, I'm presuming you want to maneuver at -2.
Yes. And I do it nonetheless.
Yeah, you want to do that covertly with that twist?
Yeah. I want to get the hell out of Dodge without alerting the dartfish. And presumably the wide floaters.
You get deeper. Give me a life support test.
Alright. No, that's not great. Alright.
So, there is a shelf here. So, you'd have to go down another strata to reach the base of the clamp, but there's a shelf here. And you think you should be able to, drive it out there. The scooter, that is.
I think that's the way to go.
So, yeah, you're just going to make me one more maneuver test, and then you're going to get up along it, and it's going to be a straight shot.
Marvelous, marvelous.
As you come up through tight rocks and bends, bits of dust and motes flying off. Yeah. So you do really well.
Did I bring a fucking nap relief with me? Or, whatever they're called?
Drop. Unfortunately, you were too busy stocking up on guns and cool armor.
Oh, yeah.
So, you don't go up an edge from this, though. You're still at 3 edge. Here's what you do, though. You twist your scooter a little, and you scrape a wall, and you bend something, and your scooter has taken a damage.
Shit.
It's going to keep functioning right up until it breaks, but it is at 2/3 of its health because it has 3 HP. But yeah, you are, with a roll that well, though, free of it and able to make a tight ascent swiftly without risking anything. You come up and you see a dizzying, beautiful light coming from these balls off the side. In the data drop that Ors gave you in character, but not fully the one that I handed out, she would have mentioned that these were, you know, for containing sea life in an environment very much, like, so they could, like, visually see and sense their environment, but could still be studied. Although you're not sure that why they'd be glowing if that's the case, though. As you come closer, you see almost what looks like a holographic display bent up against the edge of sea creatures within dancing. It doesn't look like anything you've seen outside, though. They look brilliant, even. Beautiful scales, swishing tails. Some of them almost twisted into forms. Well, how to say it? Could you give me a scrutiny?
I bet if I succeed on this, I'm hypnotized or some shit. Yes.
No, it's just strange because when you look at some of them, they almost look bipedal. They almost look like they have tails, or like the forms of their legs have been conjoined, and they're covered in scales, and they have this weird dermis. But the more you look at them, the more unsettlingly similar to a person they look. They don't look like anything out in the water, and the world around them seems to be a dizzying dreamscape. You convince yourself this is some sort of projection. I mean, they're too large, it's right up against the edge. There's some weird camera trick going on here, but there's no way that would have been an original function of it. And as you twist for extra information, you can tell that these have been specially modified extensively with Newsguide technology. The coils wrapped around the nods that connected to the station, reinforcing them, in at least one case, reattaching them after being broken off in the assault. And, yeah, you used to have a small physical response, which is your leg bumps the cord. And you freeze up a little because, well, facilities like this need to be exactly positive of the tension on their suspenders. So, if the alarm is still functional, someone at the center of this operation, if there is anyone there, just got a little alert that something bumped this. But I mean, hey, those wide floaters up there were bumping all over that upper one, so you're probably fine, but you will take a -2 to your next test. As you ascend right up to the edge of the this structure. It is large and imposing, and underneath it you see beautiful work. It's almost like the Thren who designed it wanted it to look like part of the vast coral reefs that naturally occur on this world, unlike the garish ones grown by the Newsguai. It shows, even in the architecture, a certain respect and acknowledgement for this place, and it has been blown to shit. Various bits of it are sagging, leaking, blown open, water on the far side of windows. Some hexaglass has withstood bullets or carbon scoring. Others lasered or plasmaed through. There is signs of struggle here, but there are other chambers that clearly retain empty of water. You're not sure what's in the air, if anything. And yeah, they just generally seem to be a half-destroyed underwater station that's been brought back online by someone who didn't care too much about the livability of the broad research station. But hey, you see lights, so the power's on.
Okay. Power's on. How much of the, so is it like sunken underwater? Am I dealing with like fully underwater stuff, or is it like, take your helmet off level, flooded?
Some of the rooms are take your helmet off. So lower observation should have a way in, but you think it's internally controlled. But the hangar and rooms near lower observation and rooms near the Newsguai outcropping have ruptures in them, where you're basically going to have to either find and open an old airlock, or just open a door into an unflooded room and then close it behind you really fast as you get washed in.
Okay. Wow. This is going to be very fun. Do I have a cutting tool by any chance?
Yeah, so you have a Sur pistol, which you have, which you can use in a pinch as a laser cutter. It's more fine. It's a more elegant tool from a more civilized welding age than a plasma torch.
Amazing.
It also works really well underwater.
Well, hell, I'll take it. So I'm going to go ahead and insert as close as I can to the observation chambers, somewhere like here-ish, where I am, more or less.
So, okay, so you want to insert, next to the lower...
Find a hole, basically.
Okay, so you want to find a hole next to the lower observation.
Is the hangar open, I guess?
So the hangar door is closed, but you see little holes nearby that indicate to you that the hangar bay is flooded.
Okay, well, maybe not. I mean, so if there's no easy entrance around the hangar...
There's an easy entrance near lower observation.
Oh, there is an entrance in lower observation. I thought you said there wasn't.
So the main way into lower observation is supposed to be sealed. But, okay. You haven't gone down and checked personally, but supposedly there's like a door that operates there from the inside and sends an electric signal to soften the clam. But yeah, there is like a hole in the facility near lower observation that you could slide into the side.
Well, yeah, I just went on in then. Never mind.
You see, there's like a lot of debris and broken stuff around. You could try and clamber through it, but it would be kind of difficult in your heavy pressure suit, and you wouldn't be able to bring your scooter. But you have your SCR, and you could make me a mechanics with a modifier of 2 if you wanted to cut your way through some of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and give it an entrance that my scooter will get through at least. Oh, God, why do I keep getting stressed? I'm gonna at this point have to go find the medical facilities here and hope they're not completely fucked.
But remember, a level one shock does not give you an extra edge inherently. You managed to solder your way through. In the process, you thumb one of the settings that you don't normally fuck with on the Sayer pistol, and it seems like something's different about it, but you're just not sure. You're gonna take a -2 on your next shot with it.
Okay.
Yeah, you managed to solder a bit of a hole, and you can now bring your scooter into this map that you should be seeing in just about no time at all. Now, as you enter this area, it's pretty dim lighting. Could you give me a scrutiny -2 to sort of like, sense the field?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me that scrutiny.
This does need
-2.
a running David Attenborough narration. You're right, Jor.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So as you scoot slowly into this chamber, you see that there's like some wrecked stuff. You see there's holes here, and there's bits of growth, and there's like small critters. There's an airlock right here. But generally speaking, you get the feeling that like sea life is in this room.
I'm staying on guard just to see if there's like any of those nasty kelp critters that I encountered earlier. And my hand is on the what do I have?
You got a harpoon.
My hand is on my harpoon.
Yeah, you have a harpoon. By the way, because of your Integra link, you can aim as a free action, and aiming gives you 2 instead of 1. And you've got some other bonuses associated with just the harpoon, because it is designed to network with your brain.
Perfect. Nice.
So you have your harpoon out. Here's the thing. The scooter is two-handed. If you want any weapon out, you cannot be driving the scooter.
Alright, well, I'm going to set my scooter down here for a second.
You park the scooter, and you whip out your harpoon?
Yes. And I set it where I know I can find it earlier or later, and there's no, like, immediate holes in the floor near it.
Yeah. It's got like a magnetic parking brake thing that it can deploy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm moving to the other room.
You step out into the other room. Well, I mean, okay. Your diving suit does have magnetic clamps that you can use to walk, but, you're kind of swimming. Hey, Lena. And you find yourself in this, this room. You see this door up ahead, and there's a passage to the north that seems all fucked up. You're looking around. If you want to look better, the only way you can really do that is to reach your scrutiny roll, gaining 1 edge in the process, or you can just accept that and maybe try and do something that you think might lure out any creature that might be here.
I mean, I definitely feel as though I'm in the presence of something around here. Yeah, let me... And I would be taking a -2 to it if I reroll as well. I'm gonna reach.
Yeah, you'll still be taking the -2. So gain the 1 edge, yeah.
Oh, fuck me. That's a 2nd level edge break.
Yep, so you do indeed find yourself quite shocked. And you notice something. There are cephalo mallards lurking in these holes. Bills aimed towards you as if they're ready to launch at a moment's notice. Not only that, there's a third swishing around amidst some of the vents and stuff, ready to descend through a number of other points, which is what you get from the extra information twist a second time. And yeah, so that's a level 2 shock, which means you lose control of your present surroundings and any held items. You gain 1 edge, -2 to all tests, and it's going to persist until the end of your next turn. So you had your harpoon out, right?
I totally did. Yeah.
You can't help yourself. You bust early, pointed up, and you harpoon the fucking ceiling. You have just harpooned the ceiling, and the harpoon, of course, being single shot and needing to be wielded and reloaded and all that. You got it harpoon from you, still connected to you because you got a death grip on it. That's kind of like anchoring you to the ceiling. And You lose control for a moment, and in that moment, you have spooked the cephalo mallards. And
Yep. None of this surprised me.
and one of them is gonna make a dart towards you. Not a dart fish towards you, but a dart towards you. And it tries to use Shell Breaker. Ah. So roll me your armor. Because it clamps down with its bill and starts to break and tear at the like the pauldrons and armor of your dive suit.
We do not like this fishy.
That's actually good for you, because it means you don't lose anything. Roll me an endurance with a modifier of 2, though, because it might have just stunned you. You take 1 damage, I'll put it on your stamina.
Roll it with -2?
Plus 2,
say,
positive 2. Because they're not that good at stunning.
Fair enough. Well, that's kind of fucky.
Oh, you put the plus...
why did it only...
You put the plus in there.
Oh, I totally did. My bad. Let me do that again. Just fold you over.
Oh, good.
That works.
Now, do you want to keep the first shock result or the second shock result?
I mean, I think you know which one I want to keep.
Now, do you think it's... We think in the spirit of fairness, we'll take the legitimate roll.
I mean, the first one I totally fully fucked up on, so I figured it was just rolling.
Yeah. We'll call it. We'll call it this one.
If you would like to torment me, though, I will give you the GM's.
Trust me. We don't need to play dirty on this one to torment you because
I'm sure I'm rightly fucked.
The cephalo mallards have something called frenzy, so when their friend hits, both of them dart out as well. And your physical response is you start breathing heavy as they clamp onto the outside of you and tear. And you're going to have to roll me life support as they come in on you.
Oh, fuck me. This is how I die. I'm just going to die surrounded by conch shells. God. Alright.
And go ahead and make me only 1 armor roll at this time.
66. Okay, yeah, that is 2 or 1 success, meaning I'm down.
Yeah, so it comes up to like a main belt for like utility and stuff, and just crunch snaps it. You've got less armor on you.
Okay, so is it my turn now?
Well, you have to make 1 more endurance with a modifier of 2 to see if you get stunned.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Okay, so you're standing, you are quaking. It's your turn. I'm just gonna say the initiative order is you go before the cephalo mallard. Using that ability, they had to voluntarily become stunned. So neither of those other 2 mallards have their main action this turn. There's a really important thing that I'd like to point out to you. Mara has the ability called Red Typhoon, which means you can put extra damage twists on adjacent foes. Meaning a single main action melee attack could wick all of them right now. Important note, though, you're shaking hard. Your next action, whatever it is at a -2 from all this shit going down and the shock accumulating on top of you. But you are going to get to act before this cephalo mallard. And you have you reduced your armor?
I did. I went ahead and did that.
Yeah, you're fine.
Let me see. Let me pop my character sheet up again.
Just,
I want to look at something real quick.
Their tails are just flipping around. They're grabbing onto you.
Damage 5. No, that's alright.
Click the melee weapons button.
3, mod 1. Cutting. What does the property cutting do for me again?
It means that if you twist, you can spend a twist to make the person you hit bleed.
Okay, actually, you know what? It seems like in this case, with an AP3, the Brastian Shoehorn's probably the best way to go anyway, and it's the one I have on hand.
You judge them up. AP3 is going to cut through all their natural armor.
Perfect. Well, that's what I'm doing then.
So you...
Rasting shoehorn away.
You afraid, clamped, and getting your armor busted off you as you breathe hard, you fucking slide that shit out of your, like, shank hole, and you have it in hand. You are ready to stake these bitches. Is at a -2. Give me that attack.
Alright. Let's do this. Okay.
Okay, so that is 1. I'm assuming you want to kill the one that isn't stunned right now.
Yes.
You stab it, a plume of blood comes out, and it makes a horrible shriek as you crack through its, like, carapace. I don't know what the fuck you call it, but it's like its head body thing is broken. Blood plumes all around you, and the cephalomallards could shriek as they take in the blood cloud with you. It would be the cephalomallard's turn. It is dead. We are on to your turn, and you are not presently suffering. Well, actually, you put your rasping shoehorn in a death clutch. You cannot unwield it, and you're at a -2 to your next attack with it still, because of the level 1 shock you got.
Alright, well, that's gonna be fine for me. I think that was my turn, though, so they're up to bat.
So basically, okay, so here's what happens. Because they don't get their main actions, but they get their side action. One of them tries to push you. Tries to shove you. They're going to contest melee with you.
Wow, what are we doing here? Is this grapple practice?
They kind of like, like shunt, not their beak, but just like the top front of their head to try and bump you.
Real mature, guys.
Yeah.
Real mature.
Lena, the Rasting shoehorn is in fact a stiletto. But yeah, so...
It's a weapon intended to break through armor.
Yeah, just,
because the rats don't fuck around.
Caught me a casual, melee test.
You're asking me for a melee? Am I opposing this?
Yeah, you're opposing the shove.
Okay, cool. Let me give you, my melee. Holy shit!
So, well...
I grabbed those tentacles in my fucking hands and yelled bloody murder, bite down.
Yeah, you counterattack? You find, like, a main, like, ligament, twist, and, like, it cries out as it fucking dies. You straight up kill it on the counterattack.
Hell yeah.
These are tier 0 enemies.
Skewer that fucking oyster and pop its bloody goop out.
Yeah, blue blood is everywhere. However,
I stare down the other one, and I know it can't hear me, and even if it could, it couldn't understand me, but I yell, "Want some of this?"
Here's the thing, though. You freeze up hard, and you, despite having blocked the shove, like, in your, like, cringe formation, you jut backwards and knock into your scooter, dealing it 1 damage in the process. And as you lose control of your surroundings and are helpless, the Cephalo Mallard descends upon you after, like... Because it comes to your turn, but you're frozen up. It comes upon you, and it's going to make a melee with a modifier of 2. Try and shell break you. You've killed its comrades and it doesn't like that.
Wow.
Roll me your armor.
Ouch. The oyster bites back. Roll, I'm at 5 now. 5d6. Aha!
Yeah, so you don't lose any armor, you just take 1 damage.
Hooray!
It's your turn. Death grip remaining. What does Mara do?
Alright, well, she's about to shuck this mother shucker. With her shank. Shuck the motherfucker with her shank. That's what she does.
Alright, fucking stab it. Alright, yeah, you fucking gut this thing as a fish. It is dead. The blood is all around. You feel primal roll. They're dead. You just killed an entire fucking family of these things. You don't even feel bad about it. You're badass. Ugh! And you look down at your scooter and see how it's... Yeah?
I want to drag all these corpses out and kick them out into the open sea.
Yeah.
I don't want them around here attracting big fish towards me.
Yeah, you do. There is like a spattering of blood, and I will say some of it rests near your scooter, although you're in water.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab my scooter and move into the other room.
Yeah, so there's blue blood spattered everywhere, and on you a little, but again, you're in water, so It's not like it's gonna
I'm hoping the
be...
bigger source of blood is gonna attract whatever comes.
Yeah, so you move into
There's
the
always
ship.
a bigger fish.
Always a bigger fish. So, oh, and you should still be at 4 health, right? Oh yeah, because you took one.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
yeah,
my
yeah,
health.
you took 1 stamina damage, so you're at 3 of 5, but you're at 4
Yes.
4 health.
4 health.
Yeah. And remember, you can, as a free action anytime, adrenalize yourself if you want. Not that's a good time to do right now, but yeah, so you move deeper. You can post up. I will give you control of your scooter. You can put it wherever you want. It is at 1/3. It takes 1 more hit. It's gone.
Yeah. Is there no chance I could fix it up a little bit while I'm here?
If you find and salvage spare parts, it is distinctly possible. And I mean, okay, so the northern thing is a broken shaft. The west is where you see an airlock, which it looks like an intact, powered airlock, which implies to you it'll actually work.
And okay, and so there's presumably potentially air behind this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, we're gonna pull an Indiana Jones here, but instead of an artifact, it's myself, and instead of my hands grabbing me, it's me grabbing the door.
All right, you grab the door, and you want to hit the button?
The best analogy ever. Yeah, let's
right.
make me.
You hit the airlock
probably
button,
gonna be a
and
contact, maybe.
yeah, so because you hit the button to open, and it just throws up like all sorts of weird character not recognized signs, which is strange. Yeah, you're gonna give me a systems to hack in. You can't physically jack in because you know you're in a hard suit right now.
Right. Do I get the benefit of intruder?
You do your hacking modifier too.
Hell yeah. Give it a good old hacky wacky.
So yeah, here's 3 successes. Nice. So you succeed. You have 2 twists. You can do it faster. You can do it more covertly. You can gain more information. But you can only do 2 of those 3. Or you can +1 to a similar roll in future.
I don't want that +1 to a similar roll in the future.
Okay, and you got 1 other twist.
And the extra information.
Yeah, okay. It looks like somebody has installed poorly a NewsGuy language pack, but because NewsGuy languages are so specific, there's no real way to have one of those. But it seems like somebody's hacked in and manually entered one. That's not super uncommon, although you see a lot of data packets being passed around, which implies to you either there's somebody here using this, and there's an AI online, or the research facility is still conducting research. Possibly all 3. But not quite abandoned level of activities. As the doors open and the airlock has already shifted to be full of water, it gives you a little ding 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 as it does so, and you are free to hop on in.
Yeah, I go in.
Alright.
Me and my pal Scooty scooch in.
There may be sidekicks in the game, but who knows? So, yeah, you come with your Scooty. The door opens behind you, and the water begins to drain, and suddenly your quite maneuverable suit becomes bulky and halves your movement speed. Because you are now just standing on the ground. The next door opens up ahead of you, and you see lower observation once the map updates a little.
Alright. And you know, I'm going to make my own lower observation roll. Well, thing.
Alright, yeah, so you take a look around. You note that there's a lot of loose water, and the implication of like water trickling through here, which isn't great. And you also see strange stuff that seems like it's been added. Glowing screens, hexagonal formations, NewsGuy-looking technology merged with human technology, merged with whatever was to hand. And it looks, you clench a little as you see that the platform has been destroyed. But there is something strange in its place. A purple membrane that almost seems to wriggle and wiggle when you look at it. You roll me a medicine to identify it.
A medicine? What?
Well, are you an underwater plant biologist? Are you a...
Yeah.
And just to clarify, so like you're like right now you're standing on a like broken metal platform that's like up between Z levels and like carrying your scooter with you.
I guess I didn't fall asleep during this class.
Alright, but to clarify, so you're standing on a
Sorry.
jaunty, angled, broken platform holding your scooter, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So you don't have a great, like, science scanner in your brain, but based on your ability to look really closely at it, your best hypothesis is that it is a... And I'm assuming you're twisting for information here.
Yeah.
It looks like a single living plant-like thing. Not a single living plant-like thing, but many tiny single plant-like things networked together. With the extra information, you determine that it is a single cellular organism with a unique cell wall structure. One side faces the water naturally and sucks something out of the water, and the other side naturally emits something out of the water.
How strange. Maybe this is some sort of newsguy biomass.
Yeah. You even think that if you moved through it slowly enough, it wouldn't tear. It would form around you, and you'd be able to pass in and out of the water.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Newsguy are very weird folks.
And to clarify, this is a Z level drop, so you're standing on a wall right now.
Oh, yes, okay.
You're down like in a pit at lower observation. Lower observation's around. You do see there are some there looks like some oxy canisters and like stuff like that over here for like refueling life support. And the northern door should lead to the central lift shaft.
Alright, well, what I want more than anything here is I want those cages that I was told could have existed.
Yeah, you look around.
Not seeing anything here, though.
You didn't see any in the last room. You don't see in the other room. The room to the south is flooded off. You don't see any computer consoles that would like register that, but there is a news squad computer of some sort in this corner. And there's but yeah. There's also...
Yeah, actually, I want to go into the newsguy computers. So there's a lot of stuff that doesn't quite add up to what I was expecting here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, somebody may be here, and I want to know before that becomes a problem.
Yeah. You walk up and give me a scrutiny as you're about to start interfacing with this.
Is my scrutiny from earlier not going to carry over?
No, because that you were scanning the room and you got the room information. Now you're looking at this thing in the corner, in particular up close.
Fair enough. Okay. And okay, wow, a lot of good stuff.
You super twist.
Dice are on fire.
So you auto succeed.
There's any of those I can translate to the
next
context.
scrutiny, and you can put a +1 to the systems test. Here's what you learn. This isn't like a sophisticated like mainframe computer. This controls two things. One, it controls it has been wired in to take control of the signal that pulses to have the clam lips like loosen so you can slide through. And it controls what appears to be dispersed electroshocks. And you realize that the reason that this room and you are coated with water and there's some poorly stored imported electronics is that it's supposed to be able to zap this whole fucking metal and water slicked room if you set it off. And you were about to touch it in a way that would make sense for interfacing with it, but the entire screen has been turned into one big button that says zap me if you don't approach it in just such a way.
Oh. Well, shit.
And you see the just such a way, which is to like slide your hand along the side looking for a key style, and you find a data jack. You could even, if you want to, jack your brain into this, but that would require taking off your diving suit, which is presently giving you a 50% move speed.
Fair enough. What's the readout on oxygen in the atmosphere?
It says unsafe levels of hydrogen, insufficient levels of oxygen.
Okay. So, wouldn't want to do this.
Well, here's the thing. Your Trinity, the suit you have on underneath, still confers life support.
Oh, okay. So I'm wearing a Trinity standard underneath my... I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the armor and pressure...
bulky... Yeah, I'll take out my bulky outfit.
Okay, so yeah, you're
yeah, let me actually demonstrate that.
Nice. So, your heavy pressure
off.
suit.
Take the bottom off too. Why not?
Your heavy pressure
Little.
suit. Your heavy pressure suit is removed.
All right.
And it takes like a little bit to like put that on and off.
Debulked.
You debulked, and you have your data jack available. Where do you think Mara's data jack would be? Like the thing you whip out to bloop, plug in.
He's probably got it in the back of her skull, honestly.
Yeah, you whip it out. You got your little stylus, and you plug into the side. And yeah, give me a modifier of a system's the modifier of 4 from the scrutiny and intruder and being plugged in.
All right. Let's do this. Systems 4. Nice.
Yeah, so you do seize up a little. The scrutiny had you jumping as well. If there's other people here, you'd be causing them edge right now, but there aren't. You have slight physical responses. In this case, when you plug in your data jack, you slightly dismount the screen because you're too forceful, because your hands are shaking, and you want to be sure you line it up right. It's like you're gonna hold it in place and avoid touching the shock yourself button as you do this, but you managed to do that. You successfully. The objective of this hack was that you wanted to take control of the local systems, right?
Yes, I want to take control of them, and I want to find out what the fuck's going on
You
here.
twist for extra information. I assume you do it covertly as well.
Yes, I think all 3 of those are going to be the objective.
Okay, so you have control of the electrical trap and the signal. You can control either of them as long as you're still plugged in to this. Your extra information you gain is that you did still get some of the warped data from what was the whole system, because there's just so many antennas and shit on this and cameras. You get garbled information and pictures that look like sudden bursts of pressure and steam and heavy circular shapes in the water disappearing at certain times in the past that aren't properly time-coded. You also think that this place isn't directly connected, but is sometimes in communication with an AI somewhere in the facility. It seems like a simulated personality, not a full AI. You suspect because the news squad doesn't want one plotting against it.
Also understandable.
And you do this covertly enough that if the sim upstairs was looking, it wouldn't have noticed this.
Can I turn off the electrical trap?
You power off the electrical trap. Ooh.
Okay. Now, what was this about blobs of balls of what?
The footage is a little grainy. It seems like rising metal balls with sort of maybe spikes or studs on their surface, maybe for sensing things, and red blinking lights on them. And then, yeah, a possible conclusion. It doesn't seem like they're out there right now, but it seems like there's historical footage of them being out there.
Okay. I have learned one more of the dangers of the fire swamp. I say to myself, God, I hate old movies. They always stick in your head. The darn quotes. Ugh.
So, here you are. Yeah, there are no rodents of unusual size, thankfully, but, what's the play here, gamer?
Alright. Well, you know what? So the hangar would presumably have the submarine, right? Up here?
So yeah, so that would take you to the lift, which would let you reach the hangar where the submersible is.
Okay, well, I think then I'm going to go for that, given that that is probably the best option.
And to clarify, do you put your heavy pressure suit back on?
Oh,
It will render you half speed when you're moving around and stuff like this.
well, I should have it on because I'm gonna need it eventually anyway.
Alright, so
and I don't know if I'm gonna be needing it for opening that door.
Sure, yeah, you put it back on.
Yes.
It takes like a main action. As you do that, you hear a ding, and you look up, and you're about to start putting it on, right? And you see the airlock is cycling.
Fuck me. Okay. Well. Can I real quick? What's down here again?
That is a flooded chamber with a bent ceiling. You wouldn't be able to do much in there, but you might be able to like just cram yourself in and hide.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna.
All right, but all right. So it's gonna be hard to hide with your scooter. Are you gonna? And you can only bring your scooter or your heavy pressure suit at such short notice.
Yeah, no, I stashed my scooter behind some tech. I make it look like part of the tech as much as I can, although maybe that's not really an option. But, I stick it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I leap over there.
All right, so you enter the waters, and you are, like, carrying... Your hands are devoted to carrying this thing.
Yes.
To carry your pressure suit. The scooter is back. Give me overall a maneuver -2 because of all the bulky shit you're having to handle.
Yeah, this is not an ideal situation. Maneuver -2. Okay, well, I still do it. Damn, nice.
All right, so you're deep in. You're gonna have an automatic. So, don't let me forget this. You have an auto success on next scrutiny test. And auto success on next maneuver, assuming you want to do no twists with your maneuver.
So okay, yeah.
But your small physical responses are you knock the scooter when you put it down, and it winds up like teetering over the ledge. Not damaged, but teetering over the ledge. And yeah. So you hear the door open, and you hear the scuttle of many legs.
Fuck me! I don't say out loud.
Are you sure?
But I'm thinking it!
You got your helmet on, yeah. Yep.
Alright, you know what? At this time, I think my integral gear officer's saber is coming out.
Slides out, yeah.
The auto clot will probably congeal to the saber, kind of like Wolverine's healing skin to
yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, no, it pops
blades.
out.
That's kind of sick, actually. Like, none of that was intended, but like I could, God, the way that the tech works in the setting, that totally would be how that works.
Yeah, the base of it is like slicked, yeah. Cool. Yeah, all right. So you've got it popped out, and you can hop out and get the drop if you'd like. You're gonna be hard pressed to do something like that or sneak around with the heavy pressure suit being carried by you.
Oh yeah, no, the heavy pressure suit. I'm going to hopefully just fucking leave here for a minute.
Yeah.
Gently lay that shit down.
All right.
So I'm gonna try and stay hidden as much as possible, though. Maybe it won't sense me. I know they've got eyes on both sides of their bodies, but doesn't mean they necessarily are gonna see me. And I'm a gal who likes to live dangerously. You know what? There's an old saying that it's impossible to sneak up on a news guy. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You automatically succeed on your next maneuver test because of your super twist. So you want to come out around. You come out around here. You see a news guy too small to be the one you're thinking of, an adolescent, and they're coming up.
I want to wait for it to. I want to wait for it to get closer to me.
Okay, so you lurk in like the shadows here, ready to like lurch out?
I'm lining up an assassin strike.
Yeah, an assassination attack. Yeah. So it checks it out. It seems a little like confused. It looks around, and whacks these paddles. And Zir's expression, it's hard to read. You could make me an insight -2 to know what the fuck the news guy is thinking, or you could just let it do its thing.
I've worked with news guy quite extensively in the past. They're inscrutable. Can't fucking read them at all. Yes. I don't even bother.
Yeah. You see a green glow come back on. It looks like Z's just turned the electricity traps back on.
Yeah, good.
And then Z comes over, and while standing in a puddle, turns and examines the scooter. such that one head is facing the scooter and the other is facing the wall, presenting just a narrow blind spot. If you get right here and the peripheral vision, you could fucking slide him on the side.
Yeah, I think that's the play here.
All right, so you spend you spend a minute lining up an assassination attack.
Yeah, I'm spending that minute lining up the
Alright.
assassination attack. So
Alright.
what sort of bonuses does that give me?
Okay, so it lets you do it at all. Here's the thing: you take a -2 because you flinched earlier with the maneuver, but because you have a good sight on him, I'm gonna say that that's worth a +1, so it's only a -1 on the attack. Not the attack. Roll melee as a skill. -1.
So I don't get the bonus of the mod 1 from my Veer Sabers.
No, you do actually. Wait, no, I'm an idiot. No, sorry. Roll.
So it's just a regular attack, right?
Roll a Veer Saber attack, basically.
Okay. And -1.
Yeah. You fucking slide up and got him like a crayfish, and you fuck their stamina.
Yeah.
They cry out, and we do here make an endurance test to see if they automatically die. I believe because you've got one twist, they are going to make a. I think it's actually per success, so I think it's going to be a -2 on the endurance test. And what do you know? They are still alive, but you've just taken them by surprise, and you're at the top of the initiative order. They're wheeling about as if though to attack you or do something. If you can finish them with one more attack, this fight is over before it's begun.
That's what I'm trying to do. Hell yes.
Look
at this.
So the Newsguy Adolescent, that's gonna be an AP2 on them. They are gonna roll at a -2 on their armor. They get no hits on their armor.
Nice.
Do you use your twist to bleed or extra damage?
I'm gonna go ahead and do extra damage.
That was the right answer. You set them to 0. You take them down. They roll a break. They're a bit like damaged and unconscious. You suspect that they will die without medical attention, but they're not dead yet.
Very interesting. I could try to revive them and ask them questions. But Newsguy are notoriously disloyal, and decisions. Do I murder this fucker? Potentially alerting folks that things have gone wonky. I feel like the fact that this person's gotten damage is already going to alert people, and then there's going to be a sub opening up to the south. So honestly, I think I just.
Good girl.
I think I finished what I started.
Where do you put the blade would you stab one of the heads? You stab the body, central body.
No, I stab right through the central mouth, and then I pull, like gutting a fish, literally.
You show their face, and much like a McDonald's mascot, after the PR team is done with them, they've got quite the smile.
God.
Yeah, they have blue blood, right? No, they have gooey.
They have pearlescent blood.
Yeah, pearlescent
Silvery.
white, silvery blood drips from your black lacquer-edged integral blade, and yeah, it's quite the gory scene. They're dead, and you're not. Your scooter was unharmed.
I kind of stare at the camera and I say, "Well, guess that makes me Mink the murderer now." Oh well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And your scooter, you see, it's teetering over the edge. It's going to be a little bit. You want to go grab it, or are you going to go grab your pressure suit
I
first?
move it back, put it on a safe floor.
Okay.
Really quickly run back.
So you pick it up. You're thinking, I'm going to go around, like touch some stuff behind me really quick, and you prop it up against part of the electrical trap while you're standing in a puddle.
Shit! The electrical
Give
trap.
me a
No, I don't
maneuver
wanna pick it
test.
up. Fuck me. All right, I get an auto success on this.
You got the automatic success on the one to sneak up on him. That's why you didn't have to roll to sneak up on Zia.
Oh, fair enough. Well, look at that. The worst possible outcome, and also a great one. Why are my dice like this tonight? Why?
You don't. Okay,
Why?
This is very interesting. So, So, fun fact, you lose control of yourself entirely.
Doesn't that mean I'm
You
fucking
gain a
out of
psychological trauma, and you're unable to act on your own, and imprisoned until somebody snaps you out of it, or something else happens. Mara, you begin to like your eyes get like a little bit like dark spots. You begin to like you're like I have to hide. I have to go. You you make me a life support test.
Okay, well, this is an interesting turn of events. Um,
Okay. Your psychological trauma. Hesitant to kill a news guy for the memory. And yeah. You know, you might cope with that in some way, but
okay. I guess I found a conscience.
you're floating down in the water. You don't know how long has passed when you make me a resolve test.
Okay. Resolve is not my strong suit. Hmm?
Hey, the edge gets you through it, and yeah, so you're also you go up to 6 edge after that.
Yeah.
You awaken as if though from a nap, but you're floating face down, hiding, clutching your pressure suit, and you put your scooter down at some point in the rush. It's fine. You're fine. Everything's fine. You don't know how much time has passed. You check. Mara the murderer gets it dangerous to go alone. And, yeah.
She don't need it.
Yeah, Mara the murderer, you're dangerous to go alone is that, you see over on the shelf, for the first, as if though for the first time, despite scrutinizing this place really well, you see a little, like, looks like maybe like a lunch pail or like a water-safe thing that is on one of these shelves near the refueler. As if though a diver had left it there.
Oh yeah, so I test to see if the floor is electrified.
It isn't.
Before doing anything.
Yeah.
It is not?
It isn't. You didn't set it off. And do you put on the heavy pressure suit?
First thing I do is I turn off the electricity.
Alright, you turn the trap back off.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna go over and I'm not putting the pressure suit on yet. I want to go over and see what the kit is.
Sure, so you gently take it off the shelf and unzip it. In it you find X1 soda can, X1 holographic rotator with pictures of a family vacation at a Thren villa, and X1 drop pill purple berry delight flavor.
Well, fuck. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, real quickly,
drop a drop?
Yoink my helmet off and pop it in and close it back on.
Alright, so you're gonna breathe the air in here. Briefly.
No! I'm gonna hold my breath while I'm opening my mouth.
Okay, you hold your breath, open your... You get it in, and then you put your helmet on, and then you let your helmet, you know, like, free up you. Okay, yeah, it's fine.
Are these oxygen tanks, would they fit my, heart suit?
You drop to 0 edge.
Hell yes.
The tanks, so there are some tanks here. They seem to be refueling stations. It looks like you could top off your life support here.
Beautiful. I top it off.
All right, so you top off.
Heart suit.
All right, so you top off your life support and you get back into your heavy pressure suit. All right.
Okay, and I'm assuming I haven't found any spare parts for Scooty. I don't know if I even have time.
You could try and make me a mechanics test to rip apart some of this stuff and find some repair parts.
All right, why not? This is a good rest point.
Yeah, okay, you managed to find enough to give Scooty a little patch on their boo-boo, and they're up to 2 again.
Good, good. At least Scooty's gonna be safe. Everybody give Dangerous to Go loans from now on to Scooty, not me. I deserve to die. Scooty's innocent.
Yeah.
JK, keep giving them to me. I like the attention. Okay. So, The northern door awaits. Let's get into that sub.
Yeah. So you
Not the
head.
first time I've said that. First time in this context, though.
Hey, so yeah, you step into the lift and press the requisite button as you see many
Nice.
lovely things floating outside,
Oh,
pushing
fun.
around, passing by. You're ascending just for a bit, just dozens of meters in a slow-moving cage. You see there's some crates in here, like it's been used to move stuff semi-recently. Not as dirty or dinged up as some of the other parts. And yeah, you feeling pretty good. You feeling like a member of a criminal organization. I dare say even gangster. Pretty gangster right now. And you hear tapping on the glass. Oh.
God.
Oh, it's a little... On the far side, you hear another tapping on the glass. Huh. Seems some of the sea life has been attracted to the cage.
That's not
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure it's fine. You do, though, hear a sort of grinding on the central shaft. As if though something's caught there, and like a crunching, and then suddenly you're moving a lot slower. Something seems to shift about it. And roll me a resolve.
Is this a sub or something that's like an elevator?
This is an elevator. This is taking you up to where the hangar is.
Oh. Weird. Oh, okay. Oh, fuck.
This elevator can actually go all the way to the surface. You could take the pearl out through it, in theory.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's see that. Okay, you breathe again a little hard and give me a life support test with your brand new life support.
Let's see. Whoops,
Yeah,
down,
well,
we're
so,
down one.
yeah, so just go down one really casually, and oh wow, what's that? That's interesting, Pat, because it almost seems like I'm rolling something here.
Fuck me! I don't like that!
Yeah, yeah. Just give me a quick endurance test. Well, you keep a clear mind, and you only take 1 stamina damage, but wow, it does kind of feel like there's something special in the air tonight. By which I mean the air in your life support tanks. And just then, you look up, and pressed up against the window is a 10-minute break. We're back at 10:40 p.m. Eastern, everyone.
Oh my god. Crazy.
Thank you all
This is good.
for
Like,
coming out.
great job.
Yeah, no, we're having a great time. Change Stars is a great time. Consider following, consider joining the Discord. We're talking about, we're sharing art about it. Check out how the Kickstarter went a few months ago. They pre-order on the site. Yeah, thank you so much. We're having a good one.
Oh boy, what the fuck was in that air that I'm breathing?
Hee Back. Thank you, Cole, for watering the lead. Oh, sip. Where's my mule? Where's my mule? Hey, Cole. Doing good. Hey, Jor. Come over to the desk at work for 15 minutes. Heyo. So, Pat, having fun?
Yup. This is very fun, Lee. You're really throwing the book at me, and I fucking love it. This is great.
I was not kidding when I was like, yeah, no, you're gonna go through some resources. You're gonna get all fucked up. Hey, Jor. Thank Madeline for that Dangerous to Go Alone. Imagine if you were still at 6 Edge right now.
Oh my god, yes. Thank you so much, Madeline. You single-handedly saved my character just now.
Ooh, the sun is starting to rise over somewhat foggy Cornish coast. Yeah, it is a tad decreased. Creepy dash. It sounds like a Lovecraftian adventure.
Oh yeah, right. You're on
so
it. You're in a tent right now, aren't you? That's crazy. Thank you for watching us while you're on a camping trip. Let me see. Do I want? No, I think I'm good on the.
I know the feeling of half-heartedly doing game prep, especially the night before, not that same night. Yeah, relatable. I couldn't bring myself to actually prepare for this game at all yesterday, even though I knew it was going to happen. So this is all same night prep. I made like 8 maps and went ham. Your eyes. Look into the light. Look into the light. Look into the light, light.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting mysteries actually in this that I definitely want to find out more about. Thank you, Madeline, by the way, for taking some time out of your busy dev for tomorrow and shedding some well needed respite upon my character. That was super clutch.
Yes, Madeline is doing some great game runner, and what's a number? Very fun system.
Oh wow. Lee, I could get one of those. Maybe not the guillotine, but the outfit.
Indeed. This one does. Alright, we're 2 minutes out, but yeah. Matt is now being composed of... Pat is a being composed of light, correct.
Oh. Haha. Well, I will resume my mortal form. Sorry about that.
Yeah, heavy diving suit on, adventure going up, creatures outside the vessel.
I wonder if Lee can get me to take off my Trinity Standard suit. I have something underneath, just in case.
I don't think this would be a great environment to do that in. We'll see if it happens. I don't.
I'm not going to do it right now.
Lena, thank you for the sub.
Get me to get there.
Yes, thank you so much for Amazon Prime. Remember, everyone, if you have Amazon Prime, for no money down, no additional money other than what you already have, you have one free Twitch subscription, and it really means a lot for us. When we get a certain amount of sub points, we can do stuff like have emotes, and yeah, it's have more emotes. It's obvious, it's money for us, and no additional cost to you. Anybody with Amazon Prime, if you know any Twitch streamers, even if it's not us, I recommend you get out there and use that feature, because it's more money in the ecosystem without any more money coming out of your pocket. It's a win-win-win if you're already paying for the Amazon Prime service. You got it for a week to watch the new Borat. Nice, Lena. Nice. Well, hey. Now you've got the same old deal shot. Alright, it's 10:40. Pat,
I'm good to go when you are.
I'm good to go right now. Yeah, cool. Very nice. Correct. The structure you're in lurches a little, and it feels like the ballasts are off, because you feel your stomach churn a little and your knees get weak in the heavy, bulky structure. That's for new followers, Lena, but we should check out with something for sub-anniversaries.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, maybe you could name one of the megafauna.
Yeah, you want to name this little friend? Lena, by all means, throw out a name for the wide floater. Mara, though, make me an endurance test as you sip that truly. Oh, wait, you already did. I'm an idiot. You already did. Sorry. You stay standing.
So the ballast is off? Does that mean I'm going up really fast?
No, you're going slow. It feels like maybe it's going to slow down. I feel like the pressure might be off. Something is up top, and you see like plumes of blood come out. You think a fish or something wandered dumbly right into the rail and like stuck its head right into the grates and just got whoosh, fish gutted up top.
So a fish guillotined itself on my fucking elevator.
More or less, very
that's
inconvenient.
fucking disgusting. Very embarrassing for that fish. It should feel bad.
It doesn't feel much of anything.
It's dead.
It's fucking dead. So, the dartfish are kind of like suckling outside, flying around. They probably know there's air in here, and have like a biological impulse towards it. And this thing kind of like comes up and just casually like, it looks like it's in the same way. You ever like just like drag your fingers on something just because like you know the impulse? Kind of like puts its tentacles on the windows and goes. It's probably the only place it can go to feel glass under its tendrils. And
it's literally just like, yeah, this is my sensory toy.
Yeah.
This makes me have the good hand feels. I
like it. Yeah, you are riding its sensory toy. And
this creature.
Yeah. What course of action would you like to take? There is a console that controls it. There's a gearbox behind. You could try and do something to influence or ascertain the situation. You could try and just chill. You could, technically speaking, open the lift door and exit the lift. You'd need to find a new way into the hangar.
Given the sheer quantity of dartfish, which I'm assuming are not going to be super friendly to me if and when I pop out.
Well, you think they want to give you kisses?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
Somewhat friendly impulse, I'd say.
If you don't consent to a kiss, then it's not really friendly, yeah.
Diesel Shot does not endorse any such activity without mutual, enthusiastic consent.
So we're not going there, but hold the fucking phone. Are there any air tanks in any of these crates?
So you look around the crates, and you pop them open, and you see what looks like copper wiring and silver and like maybe something like a mount for a circuit board, but it's all weird and wrong, and you realize pretty quickly that it's newsguide technology just in the boxes that were around. This is the sort of stuff that lines the hulls of spaceships because they have so many complex sensory needs and things they have to achieve, but it's not necessarily useful on its own to an adventurer. It looks like some of this stuff is either being... It looks like some of this stuff is being stored in the lift. You look in the next few crates as the wide floater just, gives a bit of a harder squeeze, It's just having fun. It's just enjoying it. The rats throw dartfish at a board. Well, we need that fan art now, but I'm just imagining them like putting all their tendrils like Stark hard, boing, and then going limp, and then warping off. But yeah, so it casually grabs the side of the vessel in its crushing grasp, and casually cracks begin to form, and casually there's a little bit more water than there should be in here as you look in a box. And you're looking at the box, Mara, and inside the box, you find what appears to be an underwater flare gun with 2 flares loaded.
Okay, well, shit, I take that. Is there anything super heavy in any of these?
There is just a big metal mount that looks like it's intended to be screwed, a bit of IKEA furniture, but all out of metal. It has holes and stuff to be melted in, but if you just grabbed it, it could be used to something.
And are these crates airtight?
The crates, yeah, it looks like they are meant for space travel. They are airtight.
Okay. Heavy thing into an empty crate, shut it, air seal it. I'm gonna drop that down, see if I can't get the dartfish to go after something filled with air.
Oh shit. Alright. Okay. This is heating up. So, here's what happens. So you're gonna come up to the door, and you're gonna have to pretty quickly do this. You park your scooter wherever you want. You've got the crate, you've got the decoy crate ready. The door, so the lift isn't supposed to open its door mid-travel. You're gonna have to hack the lift or mechanics the door to do it, and then you're gonna have to deal with the fact that this place is gonna flood really fast, and you're gonna have to close it really quickly after.
Okay.
Or you're not gonna not bother and just jet out behind it after you've distracted the.
No, I wanna gather my senses. I wanna be in control here. So and I also want to ride this until I can't ride it anymore, even if it's filled with water.
Understood.
As long as it's going up, that's the right direction. Because then I'm gonna get into a sub. So let me make a systems roll.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna hacky wacky the dory worry.
Yeah, let me systems bat it. Does my intruder count towards this?
Yeah, you're hacking. You're subverting the system.
Nice.
1 is enough. You have subverted the door to open despite the fact it shouldn't. Walk me through how... So, the button to open the door is here. And...
Is the door sideways?
The door is like...
Or like...
No, it's like you'd walk out like an elevator door is how it is.
This is so poorly designed.
Well,
but,
it's not intended to be opened here. It's only intended to be opened when you have reached a point where it's supposed to open.
Fair enough. So this is just gonna straight up flood the place.
It is gonna hit you with a swift wave of water. You are on a slightly raised platform here, so it's gonna rush into the slightly lower level first.
Okay. Well, is there any chance I could get it to half open?
Yeah.
Or like even a quarter, like just a smidge open. Can I gently flood this place?
Yeah, you can gently flood it. That, however,
with my torpedo, my harpoon aimed at anything that might be.
I will say though, it's further subverting the functionality of the door. Your simple success is not enough. You need a twist, or you need to try a mechanics test.
Yeah, I'm gonna twist it. Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right, so you gain one. You back up to one edge, and you go again.
and this is gonna, yep, and pop that out. All right.
You twist
well,
to give
I need-
fine-grained control over the door motors, and you can now give it commands that are complicated and minute and finite. What do you want to do now?
Okay, I'm just gonna slowly flood this place.
You slowly flood this place. The water rushes in. Do you open it? Do you open it? You get it a quarter open?
Alright. So as long as I'm not dealing with an extreme pressure gradient now, can I push my my decoy crate out?
Yeah, so the pressure gradient, like your endurance test earlier was because the pressure gradient had kind of fucked up. So you've already kind of like stomached it, right?
Yeah.
Although that does make ascending further and a malfunctioning thing a little riskier. And yeah, so you hop down into the water and you want to slide this out.
Yeah.
But because it can slide out, it means some things can slide in.
That's what I was pointing my fucking harpoon at them for.
Okay, so you've got the harpoon reloaded. Okay, so you want to kick the box.
Yeah.
Roll me a melee straight up to kick the box.
All right, you got this. Let me do this for you. Boom. Let's fucking go. Okay, well, we're pushing that.
Give us the reach.
We're
Give us the
stretching
reach.
it. All right, yeah, reaching it. There we go. That's a success.
You kick the box out. And guess what is very dumb?
A
Dartfish.
fucking dartfish.
The dartfish dart down after it. True to their name.
Awesome.
It sinks. They
Hell
follow.
yeah. Marvelous.
Yeah. You managed to
I
get.
go ahead and shut the door again.
You
Honestly,
shut the door back down, and as that happens, the wide floater is like turn its body slightly up on it and is giving you just a full scrunch, you know, just to really like work it all. And it's just gonna give a crushing grasp again.
Why are you like this, my dude?
And it shakes the vessel a little, and the water is trying to drain out from your earlier flooding, but the crack is big enough that the water's really coming in from that side now as well. Your central island is still not underwater, or the water hasn't reached its level. Scooty is now semi-submerged.
Okay, well, Scooty, I kind of grab up with me.
Mm-hmm.
We move as a team. We're gonna stay on this central thingamabout. And is there any chance I could? I don't know. Is there any way I have access to information? Like about this planet, about the flora and fauna.
Roll me a medicine to see how much you read up in the briefing.
Medicine, you said, or what?
Yeah, medicine.
Okay. Let me do a medicine real quick. Bloody hell. Yeah, I realize now that I forgot to read the briefing.
You forgot to read the briefing, and you don't know what that creature is doing, but it does after a moment. It seems to be trying to like nibble on the metal. It doesn't get anywhere, and it sort of lets go and floats away. The vessel you're in continues to flood. The water comes up to your ankles and then your shins, and pretty quickly the compromised hole, despite the bilge pump's best effort, the thing is almost entirely full. There's maybe an air pocket at the top. But you manage to ride it up. Here's the thing, though. It rocks and goes up a little too fast. Roll me an endurance.
Okay. Alright.
Alright.
No, it's not good fucking endurance.
You take 2 damage as you feel yourself keel over, and your breathing is getting heavy, and you make me a life support roll.
Alright, let's do that life support. I think I'm at 5. Okay, yeah,
Right,
down to 4.
So you're down to 4, and you're breathing this in for a second time, and you feel like, it's not so bad. Give me an endurance -1.
Yeah. All right.
You still succeed. You're still thinking clearly. It tastes nice, but who knows what's up? You are at 0 stamina. You're a bit winded, and you are approaching now the hangar. New squad outpost is nearby, so it was up for observation, but you've gotten off by the hangar. And yeah, you are like walking with Scooty in a heavy pressure suit. You're moving slowly and clunkily. There's not really a way to do this stealthy. But you manage to make your way down this corridor here. And you see there's like some growth, there's some water. So many watering the leaves, in fact, that, oh no. Lena, I'm being overtaken. Globby, oh
What?
no, you suggested Gloppy Gababi could be the jellyfish.
Oh yes. Globby.
Globby Globoppy might
Globby.
return in a future adventure, or perhaps even this episode.
Yeah, I think we'll see more of Globby Gaboppy. I'm gonna be going in a fucking submarine.
Yeah, so Mara, you descend here. You see an interesting sight. There's a door you know is flooded beyond. You see a room that features a dead human wearing some very old-looking armor with some new markings on it that seem rather unfriendly towards other species. And you see over one of the display screens blue Thren glyphs painted over on the screen with a red spray paint with a symbol evocative of, shall we say, a dick thrusting into space.
Yeah. Wow. Major dick move to put that there. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a crook and a murderer now, I guess, but even I wouldn't put that shit on the fucking wall.
Yeah, it's a sub. You'll watch the sub as a sub. You are. You're a sub watching the sub. Mara's going to be in the sub. Excellent.
T. Lee, can you shift Z that that armor for me real quick? I'm trying to get a good look at it.
Yeah, sure.
Just out of curiosity.
I went with this one.
Oh.
Not
Alright.
well armored enough to be Bappa. You could technically speaking like take it off of them and wear it. It looks like maybe a slightly armored impact vest. However, you can't wear that and the heavy pressure suit. And the heavy pressure suit already gives you quite a bit of armor.
There's a dead person inside, and that's kind of gross, frankly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look around.
Sure.
Are any of these computers functional?
Yeah,
And also maybe
the computers seem functional and powered. Lots of them are giving just covered in error messages about lost signals and lack of like packet, and that a command has not gone through. Command has not gone through. You know, it's like when we're trying to play Barotrauma and the pop-ups come up. Bad time. But this console seems to have been cleared off, had all the errors swept away, and it's pretty neatly laid out. It seems to want a passcode to interact with, though.
Mm-hmm.
There is, however, a little port that someone could plug themselves into, but if you don't want to bother, you don't have to, but you won't get a further +2 modifier from doing it.
Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take my helmet off and pop my brain hole.
Alright, yeah, so you just take off both helmets and then pop in your brain hole. And, yeah, you get an access.
Air is breathable here?
Air is breathable here. Well, okay, actually, well, you are, so, okay, you're breathing the air here. Whether or not it's breathable is another question. Roll me a systems with a modifier of 4. You'll find out.
Alright. We will find out. Systems modifier 4. As I put my brain hole in.
A super twist. You do it so fast. You get your helmet back on. You feel short of breath, but you don't have to make a life support because you did it so fast. You've done it. You've sent the sub commands to believe that you are a designated captain. You have you got the door set to open once you're in the sub, and you are ready to go. All the doors are going to open for you properly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think my work here is done.
Yeah.
Good shit.
I'm assuming you and Scooty, after getting your ankles blasted by the roar of this door opening, move through the flooded area and into the bay and hop into a new submarine.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Alright, cool. So fun fact about submarines, you cannot use maneuver to pilot them. So, you hop aboard the sub, and the doors open ahead of you, and you are down in your comm at your periscope-like screen, and it is now time to make me an operate test. And where are you going, Captain?
Well, I'm going to go swimming. Let's go win ourselves a pearl.
Indeed. When you get into the blue sub, you can fight the blue menace. Oh, with songs about peace. Amazing.
All right. So I jostle myself into the con, empty out all the water in this place. Is there breathable air in here?
Okay, so you check the submarine. It's got a weird gas mix in its life support systems, but you can set it to human compatible.
I do.
If you do so, you think it's going to have enough air for you to move 2 pressure bands without having to worry about your own life support test, and then it's going to expire and you're going to have to worry about it.
Okay. In this oxygen tank floating around in the water, is that any good?
So no, so that's not an oxygen tank necessarily. That's like there's various fuels. Like this runs off of a locally sourced nitrogen fuel. It's been converted. It's not nuclear because you don't even a low yield reactor could be a risk. Long-term pollution. This is a Trinity vessel. It is also completely unarmed.
Oh, brilliant! Good God!
And you fly.
The Trinity are pansies, the Rast are sociopaths, and the Newsquire are just intolerable.
Yeah, so you
Where does
slide
a gal
out.
like me fit in this universe?
You slide out, Mara. You make your first pressure band trip that the submarine is going to cover for you. And you make that operate test as you fly out you sail out. You dive out the hangar, whatever. You sub out the hangar and head towards the lips of the clam.
And so this is at a level where I couldn't hope to use my hard suit. Or
Your hard suit could last out here in a pinch.
Okay.
But you wouldn't want to spend a projected amount of time down here in the pressure suit, and you want to be very careful about how you ascend into the pressure suit.
So am I literally just gonna like pour myself into this oyster?
Well, yeah, so you come along it, give me your operate test to see, first of all, if you don't crash into the side first.
That's a great point. If anybody feels like giving me some dangerous to-go loans, that would probably be the time. Oh, wow, yeah.
You are getting warnings. Warning.
Not gonna be good.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
You shake up a little. You're gonna have a -2 to your next relevant test, but you managed to Madeline with a dangerous to go alone. Mara, the shakes pass as you shake yourself off. You're not gonna be having to worry about that as you go. You have a slight physical response of like you lurched the ship a little when you came in. You just managed to do it. You actually do have a 20-meter gap between your ingress point and the hatch of the submarine, but that's fine. That's just a dash on Scooty. So, there's no problem, right? As you come upon the vault, and you see the muscle membrane kept alive by something below, because, I mean, this is hollowed out, so that raises some interesting questions.
Well, so I have the signal, which I got from the room, right?
You've got, the signal has been sent, and the muscle is relaxed.
Cool. Wow, I slurped myself in.
Yeah, so you managed to, okay. You, are gonna make me a maneuver, and if you want to take Scooty in, it's gonna be a maneuver at a -2.
Fair enough. Am I expecting this to be filled with liquid?
Based on exterior scans, there is a liquid membrane followed by severe sensor jammers that make it impossible to get a good read on what is at the center of this clam right now.
Wicked. Well, I'm gonna try and keep Scooty with me, I think. So
Right.
I'm taking the -2.
Make me a maneuver -2.
-2. I'm gonna regret this. Oh yeah, I do. Oh no, am I gonna lose Scooty?
So
no.
you can't. Okay, so you burrow into the muscle, and you think you're finding a good direction, but then it twists, and it almost seems to bleed, and you have embedded Scooty in the muscle wall with some blood and viscera floating up from the muscle. And you can see exposed in it electrical wiring that seems to almost be stimulating the muscle to take the natural motions it needs to breathe and remain alive, as if though this is some sort of necromantic electro-revenant of a clam muscle membrane. And you don't get through, and Scooty is embedded. It's going to be endurance to try and yoink Scooty out.
Well,
if you want to. You could leave Scooty where Scooty is.
I'm not leaving my scooter behind. Scooty stays with me. Be thick and thin.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. You have a -2 to relevant tests. You put a death clamp on Scooty. You feel so strongly about him. You pull him out, and you succeed. And now it's a -2 on your next test to use Scooty as you clutch him. And it was already a -2, so it's going to be a maneuver -4 to make it through on Scooty.
Oh,
You try it again?
You know what? I do.
And you
Yes,
you ram and slide through. You do it a little bit faster. You break through into this watery area. There's this Newsquatty dome, or perhaps it's part of the interior of this thing naturally. You're not sure. But there is a hole, and you see a familiar-looking purple membrane in a chamber beyond that appears to lack water.
Well, alright. I guess I move slowly through it.
Yeah, you move slowly through it. You bring Scooty. It is a slow process. You come up to the edge, and you're picking up something on your sonar. You're hearing, like, it's like sound coming from multiple directions. Give me... You haven't had a scrutiny test since I said you auto-succeed your next scrutiny, have you?
No.
You auto-scrute. You hear sounds, hauntingly beautiful sounds, and slurping, slapping sounds, as if though a mix of creatures crying out through the water in a cacophony of lovely, yet somehow base and tormented song, and your good old friends, the Septidogs, slopping around somewhere. A mix of swimming and moving across open ground. It seems that emitters have been set up to broadcast these sounds at regular intervals all around the interior to throw off anyone trying to rely upon their ear.
Well, that's...
You pass up through a hole, and you enter into a floor in a room, which at the moment does actually seem to have, as you enter in through the membrane, some water in it. Although, as you do that, it seems the water has come in from above and sort of upset the nature of the membranes. The membranes, like, warble a little and look like they'd be harder to pass through right now. But then, a vent in the middle of the room kicks on. Very fucking powerfully kicks on. The water drains down to about your chest, and then you get slurped down towards the vent like a turtle on its back. Give me, to resist the crushing rate of the water, an endurance test.
Okay. Well, I succeed at that.
You fucking hold. That was a Hail Mary on my part. Yeah, you hold off, and it seems that you're here. You're here with Scooty. You are out of water, and you see this membrane seems to pass you also not to water, but through to another chamber. You see
so is
a
this
circle.
the one I came in and...
You entered in. I will, yeah, this is the out hole. I will label it the out hole. That's the way out. And you want to go further in, and do you bring Scooty, or do you leave him here?
Yeah, I'm just... you know, I'm gonna leave Scooty here.
Alright.
This seems like a good place for Scooty to be.
You pop out to the money shop. The internal chamber. Crates, lockers, cars, a giant microscope, gold, whatever is written on that glowing tablet, which really just makes you feel like this is all someone else's fault. And oh yeah, holy shit, that's a lot of guns, isn't it? And oh my, what's that rifle, and what are those rockets? Oh, but you only have eyes for the prize here. There's a lot of good stuff here. There's stacks and stacks of rides. There's lockers full of who knows what. There's kitschy arcade cabinets. There's strange threatened medical technology. But there's the pearl in the middle. It's
How am
got.
I getting this thing out?
So you have in your possession something that will let you more or less clamp to one side, slurp to it, and then put cables out in 8 directions, so that you will be able to bowling ball bag the pearl. It's going to be hard to drag across the ground, but easier to move through the water. But this is why you brought the submersible, basically. You're going to get it into the sub's loading bay, and then if you take the sub to the surface and everything goes well, it should be fine. There's clamps around it, and there seems to be a button on the floor that would be moved by the body weight of a person standing on it. You see other strange vagaries. This almost seems to have something intended to bend around one's head. Various interesting screens aside.
Interesting. So, does any of this seem to be so this weight here, does that seem to be some sort of clamp removal mechanism?
Yeah, you can see it's like wired. You see like wires going to the floor, or like concealed wires, but like you can tell there's probably electricals in there. The most logical conclusion is that it opens the pearl, but until you put yourself or something else heavy on it, hard to know. Roll me
Is there any
mechanics
chance
to
I
get a better
could-
idea.
Yeah, let me do mechanics because I know booby traps are a thing.
Or I mean, you could still be wary of it, but you don't get further info. Oh yeah, I see. You're reaching. And the stress does you. You're like, think, Mara, think. I'm Mara the Mink. And you think that this is a clamp release. It is probably why it looks like it's locally electrically wired to send a signal to nearby stuff, and it does seem to be wired to the clamp.
Okay. Now, what is this over here?
Yeah, so this is a strange chamber. It seems almost... You see, like, dancing images on the screens. They look like abstract thread art. There's this weird dome. It looks like it's got room for horns. And it's almost like a hair salon blow dryer set. But it's got these glowing circular bands that just sort of thrum with teal energy up and down.
Okay.
It has
got
several.
it.
It's got a net of diodes that seem that they could be descended onto one's scalp, and a screen and a button to push.
Well, that definitely doesn't seem like a mind control device developed by the Thread in a long time ago in a more sordid history.
You could jack into it if you wanted. But by the way, you're still in your heavy pressure suit, right?
What is the air reading
Yeah.
out?
The air reading is nitrogen rich. Hydrogen rich, oxygen poor. Which, by the way, give me another life support roll.
Yeah, that was bound to come up. Let's see.
Down to 3.
Another one down.
Down to 3, and again, give me an endurance test as you breathe in some fun air.
Yeah, this is eventually going to come back to bite me. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
but not yet. Not
yet.
today. Consequences of your actions? What are those? Yeah, you can want to keep looking around. There's gold here. Some of these are like Raidoos mixed in that are like chichily colored, but a lot of it is sort of like the gold quadrant. It has lots of very valuable metals and some seemingly priceless things. In fact, one of them appears to be a perfectly weighted, almost like magnetic slinky with independently self-moving parts, almost like a perpetual engine piece of art with no clear way of being powered. Its designs are strange and they seem mathematically perfect.
Well, that's not my problem.
Yeah, you see a goblet intended to be drunk by the Veer of cast electrum.
Oh, wow.
Along its sides,
Pretty cool.
various
That would be your contact.
sigils. Yeah. Yeah,
When I want this back.
yeah, you could do you bag any goodies? Do you look at it? There's rows of cabinets of games. They appear to be some of them gambling games. There's video game cabinets. There's something set up here with a radio on it. There is the medical tech to the northwest. There are the guns and ammo to the southwest. But there is just the button and the pearl as well.
Tempting though all of this is, I came here for one reason and one reason only. Pearl. I press the foot thingy.
All right, so you step onto it. The pearl unfolds, breaking apart. It reveals an interesting purple metal latticework. And inside you see no pearl, but rather a pearlescent meat unit, which raises its stunners and says, "Greetings, I would like to converse with you," as it begins to open fire. Roll initiative.
Oh my fucking god.
However, you do...
You dick!
Roll me a scrutiny. Roll me a scrutiny as this happens.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. You notice something. The clamps have come off, but guess what? There's an area below, and you see something in the area below. What appears to be a different density-looking actual pearl, hidden below the fake one, and the passage down has only been opened after you revealed the meat.
Good shit. Alright, you know, I can take that. I can handle that. Alright, let's boogie. Let's boogie, my dude.
Get that initiative on the tracker while I put on some actual fucking bangers, because, I mean, like, the meat unit just came out. You know what time of the night is. And
I too would like to converse. I'm very good at conversing. Haven't had much of an opportunity considering there's all sorts of just fish outside.
And
good to be in the presence of someone civilized such as yourself.
The meat says, "I would advise that you take evasive actions if you would like to converse with me long." And
certainly
raises his stunner, which, by the way, don't have kill spikes and Gatling guns on his arms. He's had them replaced, although with similar mountings, with with stunners meant to punch or fire. It shoots at you.
Oh wow.
It gets a single hit. Roll armor.
That's gonna be...
Right? Pearl Keeper is a real keeper.
Nice.
Okay, you cancel out the damage. And the meat chooses as its favored terrain a row of arcade cabinets. It is your turn, Mara the Mink.
Alright, I'm gonna pull a gambit here. Good Sir Meat, I understand that we are to be dueling. Would you permit me the chance to slide my suit of armor off and give you a better shot at me for sporting's sake?
And the meat unit says, "I calculate there would be no proper tactical reason to do that, unless the interior of your suit is loaded with explosives to throw at me. If so, I would applaud your audacious maneuver. However, I am afraid that I cannot break from the shackles that I experience. If only there were a disruption in them." You can't help but notice that the entire interior of this fake pearl is lined with Wycosi mind glass, and at the bottom center of it is an emitter. An antenna emitter that should be able to communicate with something even this far down under this much material, if it's got boosters, in orbit. Or just, you know, this facility.
Wait. Oh, hold on.
And the emitter is in the center of this fake pearl, which is opened up.
So he's being controlled from above.
It basically said something to that effect. You could roll me an insight, or you could just decide whether or not you believe the meat.
I'm gonna go ahead and do an insight.
It is unusually armed.
Yeah. That's why I was hoping I had a chance with it.
It seems like it's trying to evade the things that it's being forced to do. Now there really is nothing to get for the one who's going to has everything, right? Yeah. And the pearled meat, who by the way does seem to have some Wycosi mind glass, also like gilding the interior of its brainstem, like it's been upgraded with an extra processing, is definitely trying to. Its intentions are to get you to shut down the transmitter. You're pretty sure of that. When you slip to think what it might do after, your stomach twists a little, and you roll your ankle a little, falling, not falling, but like half stepping off of this button.
Okay. Does the pearl close when it does?
No, it seems that it would need to be. It seems as if it will be reset from a tertiary position.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I can only think of one thing to do here, and that is to play ball. Let's go ahead and activate its overkill. See how much funner this will be after I liberate it from its shackles with my harpoon gun.
All right, so you're firing upon its body, or this.
No, I'm firing upon the central.
All right, the central thing confers like 4 points of armor, so I'll roll the armor. Yeah, you have AP6 anyway. You stab through, your harpoon slams into it, and the pearled meat cries out with, "Yes! Yes! Do you know how painful it has been? To feel as if though I am discharging a properly attenuated weapon on a deep instinctual level, and yet to know in my thinking circuits that it is merely a stunner. To have adventure after treasure hunter after foolish fool come in here and not be able to gut them like fish. Now, the repeater is off, and my brain begins to blossom. And
I've extended you a courtesy.
You're the crackle of blue lightning. The crackle of blue lightning overcomes its ligaments. You are trying to convince a meat that has not been able to kill for decades to not kill now that it can. Give me a communicate with a -2.
All right. Well, I just want to give it. I just want a fair fight, is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to tell it not to kill me. I'm trying to say, give me a second to take off my armor. It's to be a duel amongst civilized folk.
What do you know? The pearled meat reflects and says, "Very well. You are the first intelligent life form, although several other sapiens have come, to enter this location. By all means." Trope. And you hear a quick shuffling as the meat heads to the gun area.
Alright, well, I really fucked up. The meat has guns now.
Alright, so it's a main action to take off the heavy pressure suit, so you're going to end your turn like here and alright, yeah. The pearled meat,
Saber comes out.
Saber, is, and by the way, you see that there is a way through these grates. You could go down, get to the pearl on your coming turn. The meat is going to scrutinize the area, as it says, and the munitions. The firing pin in this one is, yes, modifications. And, yeah, the meat is quickly finding everything it's looking for, and it spends a process yeah, she could really use your character from Rigid Stars right now, Madeline, couldn't she? Spends a processing to re-roll that mechanics. And you hear the meat make pleased electronic sounds like, "Now this is an anti-material rifle."
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so I'm assuming that we both take a second to arm ourselves or in my case, disarm myself. Am I right in that assessment?
Yeah.
It's my turn again.
So the pearled meat is arming up, and then it comes back to your turn. You can either main action, take your stuff off, slide action, slide down, or you can just keep your armor on.
Oh.
Because you do go down to 1 armor when you take the heavy pressure suit off.
Yes. How long does it take to reload a harpoon?
A main action.
And is moving a side action?
Moving is you get your movement each turn, but as long as you're in that suit, you've only got 3 meters of movement on land.
Right. Cool. So my turn is going to be spent. Yeah. Let me make a scrutiny real quick. Let me use this time to make a free scrutiny. I want to know what these rockets are, and I want to know if there's any advantageous situations I can see around my personage.
Okay. You have a -1 to your next maneuver test as you're shaking, as your legs shake. Change Star does not have more combat bangers, I ask you. Okay. So your main success... so those missiles look like they are, ship-to-ship human empire sidewinders. Not disarmed. If those tips get some pressure, both of them are gonna pop off. That could be bad for, things nearby.
Alright. Well, that's pretty great, for me, potentially. I'm gonna go ahead and, use my turn to hop in here, and, as soon as I fall down the way,
Okay, so this isn't where you descend. So the crawl through is like any of these grates can be used for. If you get here though, you will have 4 armor because it's got like it has Darth Vader dome opened.
Gotcha. Okay, you know what? All right, fuck it. I'm gonna get there and load my harpoon gun.
All right, yeah, you have while here you have an additional 4 armors worth of cover. The pearled meat says, "Ready or not, it is time to kill," and then sort of like steps out around here. Raises its anti-material rifle and says, "Ah, I knew the organic was pulling the old 'just let me take my clothes off' routine. Why do organics attempt to use this ruse? It is something I do not get." And Ben is gonna aim and shoot the anti-mat rifle at you. So you have 5 armor right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so okay, it basically the cover is what's left. Roll me 46.
46, you said?
Yeah. So here's what's gonna happen. He's gonna blow you out. A hole that would put down any other species. But you're not a species. You're barely even classed as intelligent life. You're a human. And amongst these stars, you're a goddamn pest. As you remain standing at 1. And he sort of like, ejects the round and says, "Good show." It's your turn.
All right. I level my harpoon at the rockets very pointedly, and I say, "I wasn't finished talking. I have a submarine capable of taking us both into the clutches of those who put you here. I can take you off of this rock, and there's a lot of people out there that you can kill once you get there. If you kill me now, there's not a chance in hell you're getting off of this rock."
Vengeance. Killing, but I could kill you and take your submarine.
You can kill one person now, or a plethora later.
He does.
The choice is yours.
It likes your argument.
Also, if you choose against my own personal interests, I know that those rockets are still armed.
And you are calculating that you calculate that you are far enough away to survive the ensuing blast.
Oh, I won't survive, but neither will you.
You may make either a communicate or resolve +2 to convince the meat.
Neither would benefit me at all. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a gambit here and say communicate. Holy shit.
It doesn't lower its gun, but it says, "Very well then. You can't make me believe that you came here to liberate a meat unit you clearly did not know was here, and I inform you that if I have not killed anything within the next 30 minutes, our deal is off. Now, where is the submarine?"
I'll tell you where the submarine is once you help me get the pearl that I came here for.
Oh, yes, the pearl. What a petty consideration. So many slack-jawed expressions when I've walked out of this. I confess, for the first 10 years it was a good gag. It walks up, pops open the hatch, and it says "move" as it walks up to the fake pearl.
Yeah, I'm willing to let this motherfucker work with me here.
It rolls it and says, "Farewell, sweet Cerberus. I greatly knew ye." And just sort of like bowling balls it over here, it comes to a stop. And then exposes the actual pearl and you can use your grappler to sort of like grapple like an 8-band around it. The meat unit is not willing to be the one dragging the pearl.
Alright, I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got the pearl in tow. Do you go for literally anything else? You grabbing anything else? You looking anywhere else? It says...
You know what? I was going to steal that beer goblet, but now that I have to manage a miffed meat unit, I'm going to make this as business-like as possible.
Alright, so you're leaving the Vault of Treasures with only the big old prize you came here for in tow.
One and done. And then I'm gonna.
You have good leverage and a relevant tool. Give me an endurance with a modifier of 2 to get this pearl going fast and smooth.
Alright.
Okay. So you pass it through and you notice something. This chamber is once again full of water. But it all once again drains out, and this time you got the pearl in here, but now the pearl is rather suctioned to the middle of the floor and is about to crush Scooty. If you want, you could give me a maneuver to save Scooty, but if you just succeed, you'll be crushed in Scooty's place.
Alright. This is going to be the most important maneuver I have ever rolled.
You twist to get Scooty and yourself out of there. The pearled meat says, "What are you doing?" And then you hear a slurping, and like this wall is still a little like bothered. Small holes. You see a Septidog poke its head out here. More on the way.
You want to kill, right? Feel free.
And the meat said, "I've waited so long." And you know that Danny DeVito meme? So anyway, I just started blasting. Yeah. So like this first Septidog eats a mathematically perfect curved bullet down its spine and like splats bloodily in the hole. The next Septidog keeps moving in. From the other door, though, you see something, a cruel, real reflection of a strange hologram you've seen before, as a bipedal mer thing enters through the membrane and comes forward, lurches at you on the ground, arms wrapped around Scooty defensively. The mer biped simply raises its arm to slash down and descend with a claw strike. Roll me armor.
Well, is it my turn?
Another one is right behind it. After you roll this armor, yes.
Okay, yep. So that's gonna be 5d6 roll.
Yeah, okay. So you block the damage. The claw bounces off. It seems confused. It snivels. It shakes its nose. It looks too not right in a way you can't describe, like familiar in a creepy, uncanny valley way. You're at the scooter. It's your go. The meat is just like absolutely like blowing shit away. Doesn't really give a shit if you survive or not. It's kill time. You have the thing such that you can attach it to your heavy pressure suit, hop on Scooty, and drive. But you need to commit both hands to Scooty. You can't have a weapon in hand, and you need to retract your integral weapon.
Okay, I would probably know this. Can meats at all swim?
The meat should have an internal propeller, unless anything's been done to it.
Rad. Well, you know what? 20 meters up.
Grand. Yeah, actually 3 grand is what Fenrir Core got out of the Empire for every meat propeller they installed. That's why they proposed it.
Amazing.
Alright, so I'm going to say something you're not going to be too happy with. For this use of the scooter, because you're not using it as a personal extension of yourself, but using it to haul something lashed to you, because you are now a semi-truck, you're going to have to do something for me. Yeah, operation.
Got it. Alright. And what sort of action is it to insulin myself? Because, or not insulin, sorry.
Adrenalize?
Adrenalize.
It is a, you can just do it like instantly, basically. It is going to overheal you because you aren't down yet. You are up at 6 stamina at max from a maximum of 5. You are slurping out the hole with a huge fuck-off pearl behind you. You manage to get out here easily enough, but as you're flying and the sounds of grain activated playing on all of them, you see the tight membrane that was hard to get even Scooty through before, and you're faced with a problem. Do you slow down and try and take it gent and easy to just slide the pearl through, or are you ramming hard and fast? Hard and fast is a -2,
No,
but going
no,
easy is a +2.
I'm gonna slow down and take it easy. I don't think I'm getting out of here if I ram it. And frankly, it wouldn't be fair to the pearl, or to the clam.
Indeed, operated at -2.
Not that I give a shit, empathy too, but I think it's in my best interest to not upset the clam any more than it already has been.
Yeah, you see you by the way see like shots of lightning as the meat's overcharged stunners blast away at this combat encounter you'd otherwise have to have fought in the trap room.
It's happened.
Yeah. Okay, and is that so operation at a -2 for the hard and fast? No, +2. Modifier 2. Just put 2 in the box for the soft approach, the soft slow approach.
Okay, so what am I rolling here?
Operation with 2 in the box.
Operation 2. Got it. Slow and steady wins the race, my friends.
You managed to push out. You do not have a twist to go any faster. You hear bloop, bloop. Other membranes are being slid through. Mer bipeds swim very fast towards you.
God.
You wanna reach that, or do you wanna give the opportunity for the Mer bipeds to get close?
No, I'm reaching that. I'm popping up an edge. It's a good thing I had that fucking drop earlier, because oh boy, I'm up to the exact same level I was earlier. Holy fuck!
You pop and slide through like it ain't nothing. You see in the distance, the meat rocks itself out by the unclamps its legs, jumps up, angles itself just so, and fires the anti-material rifle to literally rocket boost, begin propelling itself. It's approaching, but you see the meat close, the muscle close as the meat is being swarmed by 2 bipeds. It's having to use its electro fists to beat off. You're at the loader first. Give me a mechanics with a modifier of 2 to use the loading bay on the sub to get the pearl in.
Mechanics modifier 2?
Yep. To limber your pearl.
Okay. Whoa.
You limber your pearl, you come over here, you gain 1 edge, and here's the thing. You lose control of yourself, and you slam into one of the mountings of the bay. It is jammed slightly open, and you hear something burrowing up through the muscle.
I hope it's the meat.
Are you gonna stay here and try and just push this shit in?
I'm gonna try. Look. The
Yeah.
pearl is why I'm here. If the meat gets in my sub, I already offered the meat a free ride.
Give me an endurance.
I'm not taking the meat off-world with me, but I will give the meat a fighting chance. I'm decent like that.
Yeah, so you push it up so fast that you see the you turn around to see the Mer biped just sticking its head out, although it seems to swim well through the muscle, very familiar with its contours and nature. Its eyes almost hypnotically glazed over as it does. You have time to, but you've done it fast enough. You have time to grab Scooty, get in the sub, and start driving without the meat.
Can I grab Scooty? Can I? All right. So
you want to grab Scooty? Okay.
Where am I? Where's Scooty? What is going on? What's the chain of command here?
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't.
Is Scooty in the sub because Scooty was part of the mechanism of getting?
No. You need to take Scooty into the sub with you through a hatch. Scooty's
where
outside.
Where is Scooty now? Is it just like on?
Scooty has been like parking clamped to the sub. Scooty would break off if you tried to go full bore with the sub right now, but Scooty is secured to the side of the sub right now. You can grab him, unsecure him, and take him somewhere.
I loaded my harpoon earlier, but I haven't fired it since.
That's true. You just used it to threaten. The mer biped is stuck in the muscle, pulling itself out. It's a sitting duck. You can aim as a free action. And your aims are positive modifier 2 with your integral linked weapon.
I'm assuming I don't have a minute to line up an assassination strike.
Nah, it's gonna pop out before that.
I'll give it a go.
Holy shit.
All
yeah,
damage.
well, you fucking ruin its skull and go down its neck. So much so you see a rather human-looking brain and spine emerge from the wreckage as it goes limp in the muscle.
I kind of figured.
Blood, red
I
blood.
untethered the harpoon.
Yep. You reel it back in, and after a moment, you see it slurped and pulled back by something. And then popping up behind it is the meat unit. And it makes for the sub's hatch.
I did promise. I'm gonna grab my my speeder and get on in.
Alright, so a meat, a scooter, and a cyborg are aboard the vessel with the Immortal Clams Pearl. And it says, prepare to evade the depth charges and mines. And yeah, lo and behold, you see floating up all around mines and stuff. They're flooding the water. You don't have time to go anywhere other than maybe if you tried to get yourself in the hatch right up against lower observation. But otherwise, you're gonna have to give and operate.
I think I want to get into the hatch at lower operation. I think that's where I want to be anyway.
Alright, give me an operate with a modifier of 2.
Okay. Now, is the elevator still there, or are we gonna have to like?
The elevator will need to be summoned. You left it hanger.
Okay, but like it can be still summoned, yes?
Yes. So you gain 1 edge. You are flying. You're about to take it in, and the meat says, "What are you doing? Where's your escape vessel?"
Docking.
No, there's no time. And the meat jacks itself into the controls and tries to seize control. It's a direct brain link. The only way you can wrestle with it for the controls is either physically remove it or jack yourself in. Helmet off.
The escape vessel is up top. Don't you want revenge upon the person who put you here?
I have no reason to believe that the Newsguy is presently in its lair. I need perspective. Data. Elevation.
Very well.
And these mines are going to close in on us the longer we're down here. The submarine will be destroyed. It will be down a vehicle and
Move
less
up.
option.
Move up then. Are you a fucking pilot or not? Get us out of here.
Alright, and it says, I thought you would never ask. I calculated only a 12.5% chance, in fact. And, so, you almost get there. You seize up, you've gained your edge. You're up at now 7. But then you tell the meat, and you just realize you just put your hands in, your fate in the hands of a meat. Night, Lena. And you don't feel very good about that as you seize up and lose control of your surroundings, sort of like fall to the ground. The meat doesn't give a shit. You had 2 pressure bands worth of motion, and you're gonna have to go through more than that. Yeah, the meat gives an operation.
I load my harpoon gun and, you know,
And
do
yeah,
all the things.
the meat says we're going to need more than that, and spends a processing to roll again, reach it. Because you are about to experience an explosive hazard. And you know what? Synths can double dump, and that is exactly what this meat does. Well, so...
are you fucking kidding me? Can you not fly this thing?
We're not flying, we are navigating through the ocean. Now, organic, permit me to do my work. And, so, there are mines all over. They are 4-8 hazard. I'm gonna roll 8d6. Your submarine is taking 11 damage. Oh wait, let me 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, 13 damage. Roll me its 3 armor. 3d6.
Okay. Do we open this?
Depth charges fall from above, mines rise from below, explosions rent everything around, and there are leaks very quickly, and also you've gone through a band, it's out of life support very quickly because of the explosions. The vehicle loses control and is derelict, and says, very well, we will need to ascend from here. And at this time, you see one of these very playful floaters has a mine in its clutches and is descending towards you. And the vehicle is vaguely ascending, but you've lost control of it. It's flooding, so it's going to begin to sink soon. What do you do?
How is it holding a mine and hasn't exploded yet?
That's a good question.
Okay. So the vehicle's fucked, right?
Yeah, the vehicle's fucked. You got Scooty at your side, the holes are open, you can go out the hatch. It's gonna wind up flooding. There is the slight issue of the pearl needs to be pulled up and ascended, and the meat says, yes, give me your attachment. I will use it to elevate the pearl. My propeller can handle it.
Pearl stays with me. You can tend to anything else, but the pearl is mine.
You truly believe that your precious... You think your precious suit and feeble organic body will be enough to ascend with that pearl behind you? You'll be weighed down and explode.
It doesn't matter. We have a bit of an alliance here, but, pearl's mine.
If you die, then you will have done nothing of use for me. You are not allowed to die.
Then keep me alive. The pearl stays with me.
Permit me to take the pearl. It steps a little closer, and it flares its stunner at you. You could give me a communicate to try and convince the murder robot on the submarine with you, that you should do your plan instead of its. The wide floater with the bomb is just getting a little bit closer to the cockpit.
Alright, I'm gonna roll a communicate, but, like, no matter the outcome, I'm not giving them the fucking... Oh, wow. I guess that Well...
You seize up as you say, no, 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 and it says, fine, and it fires a blast at you. You miss and flinch, it sees you're not doing anything, and says, I expected as much. You are freeze up on the edge of the submarine as the meat unit takes the thing off you, attaches it to itself, and then takes Scooty and says, this will do nicely, and ascends out of the maintenance hatch that it opens up all the way, and the water proceeds to flood all around you. And then you look up, and you see the wide floaters about to touch the mine to this as you regain something like consciousness. Roll me a very important maneuver to not be inside when it explodes.
Everything was going so well!
Oh
Everything's
my God.
still okay!
You super twist. Okay, here's what happens. You swim like you never swam before. You pop out. It explodes. The wide floater dies. Very sad you never got to see its tacks. You ascend.
Was it Goobly Gobbler?
Goobly Gobbler lived. Give me a life support test. You've got more. You see, the meat is weighed down and is not sure where to go. You would make another maneuver here. You don't. You automatically succeed on it. The meat is lurking just below the water to not attract the gun platforms. You alone have the signal that can summon Katagui, Shine Same, to this location, and the meat is probing the local comms channels and saying, are you behind me, thief? Come.
Yes. I will summon my my compatriot. You have to vacate my scooter.
Very well. It has served its purpose. And it, takes its hands off Scooty and floats nearby. The pearl is still attached to it.
Much appreciated. There's an old saying among my people, trust but carry a big stick. Now, they meant things like you when they said big stick, but by big stick,
I'm familiar with
like
my place in
my
human
friendly
society. Now, if you would cease your incessant meaty yammering and summon the vessel.
Fine. You know, I thought we could be friends. What's your name, by the way?
I am
I pressed the button.
Meet Designation 36101. And, you press the button, you say, you know, come around and get me. There's not a response, but you do hear, like, static, like, the thing click. And, moments later, like, actually seconds later, you see the ramp to the back of Katagui open up.
I'm gonna call you Chuck.
Refer to me
Come on,
however
Chuck.
you like.
We're going to space.
Very well. So, yeah, you and, the meat, ascend. And, yeah, you are back aboard the RAS stealth shuttle in the rear. The pearl barely fits down here. And back when Scooty had 3 health. You got Scooty at your side. You got the pearl. And there is the meat. And the meat says, what a novel vessel. It should seem to be hidden from detection. I wonder how.
That's the point.
Now, do you have a proper
surface.
pilot? I don't think either of us are going to get out of here very well.
Oh yes, we've got a pilot. So now that we're here, I've
Indeed.
not yet fulfilled my end of our bargain, but I would like to reaffirm that we're sticking to it. I'm going to drop you off at the nearest space station with enough money for you to get somewhere. And you can just kill as many people as you like. But there's a whole world out there full of people to kill.
Indeed.
So you
I
might
am familiar with it from my time before.
Until you find out what to do.
I have sated my bloodlust temporarily. I will now enter low power mode. Do not disturb me, as there are many long processes which must be tended to, as I must purge the influence of the Pearl Keeper. Thankfully, we will be out of its presence for long enough that we should be able to effectively control that issue.
Well, Chuck, I expect that we won't be seeing the Pearl Keeper ever again. Especially considering there's no more Pearl for the Pearl Keeper to keep. They're gonna have to choose a new name.
Indeed.
We're out of here.
And it just sort of, eyes go a bit dim and flickers kind of sometimes. And you do not see any indication of life by its eyes, although you know it does sense things in low power mode. So if you tried to pull a fast one on it, it could potentially lurch out and attack at you.
I'm going to assume it has some self-preservation instincts and won't fuck us over right now.
Alright. And, yeah. What do you do? You're down in the hold. The door has been raised, and you're standing there.
Yeah, I shut the cargo thing, take off my shit, and go up front.
Yeah, the cargo thing like closed automatically. Yeah. So yeah, you climb up the ladder. Roll me a scrutiny.
Okay. Yeah. Good call. Good call. Scrutinizing.
Mm-hmm. So here's why you suffer a level 3 shock. Because you look up, you look really well. You look and you see that the door is your pilot isn't there, but there are signs of violence. You look up, and you see someone you weren't expecting to see for a while. One Pearl Keeper, here aboard your ship, right above you. And you freeze. You slam.
Big not good.
You slam to the ground, and you are entirely immobilized as Z chuckles and says, "You have done so well. I look forward to adding you to my collection of pearls." And then fires the flare of a pulse rifle, strangely enough, firing tranks. And it's got quite the advantage here. And yeah,
Oh, nice.
it deals 4 damage
That's
to you.
A lot of rolls. Wait, I get armor passively.
You do,
at
you
least,
do. Yeah,
right?
yeah, you get armor, you get armor. Dangerous to go alone for Mara, that's good.
Nice, nice.
Alright,
Oh,
Mara.
especially because the armor
Yeah.
didn't do shit.
So you do actually take 4 damage, but I will say this. Here's what happens. The meat's eye flicks on. It sees what just happened. It heard that. It aims up through the floor and fires the anti-material rifle, soft flooring the Pearl Keeper. And it doesn't even say anything. The Pearl Keeper begins to rattle off a series of letters and numbers you suspect are some sort of like Fenrir Core command override or some shit. But it just chuckles and says, "I think you will need to be inserting that into my brain stem." And
Yes.
yeah, the Pearl Keeper is shall we say wounded, and slick blood falls down on you, and you feel the ship has definitely begun to move. And as the Newsquire scuttles out of the way and the meat ascends, the back door opens.
What?
Yeah. The back door opens and the ramp opens. And the Pearl was secured to the meat, but the meat has unhooked itself. And the Pearl is pretty well secured, but if it gets sufficiently jostled, it could fall out the back.
Where are the controls?
Top front, you were there in the adventure before, like the room to the north of where you pop out through this hole. But here's the thing. You have suffered a level 3 shock. Mara does not know how this scene transpires. Shooting happens. You remember feeling things, sensing things. Make me a resolve test.
Not good at those. I guess I am, but
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, get up. And why the fuck has this token decided to break right now? Seriously, if I do this, will you go down? Yeah, okay. So you feel like the ship is kind of like maybe listing a little as you stand up, and you see out the back what appear to be two hover speeders. And they appear to have Newsguy adolescents on them. You do know this ship is armed. The only way they can see the ship is also that the hatch is still open at the back. You stand. The Pearl, though, is between you and them. You feel like there's like a flapping of wind coming from above too, and that shouldn't have happened.
Flapping of wind up above?
Yeah. And yeah.
Alright, so is there any way I could, like, manually shut this cargo door if I were to get here?
There is a button down here. It is on the far side of the Pearl. You'll need to make me a maneuver -1 to shimmy around it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Contesting
figuring.
their operate as they try and get here before you do that.
Maneuver -1. Alright.
You maneuver faster than they drive, and you get over, you push the button, and the button doesn't work. It looks like someone's overridden it. You could make me a mechanics or a systems, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for systems on this. I figured I'd need to. I'm gonna hack my brain into it too.
Oh shit, okay, so no helmets on. Hack your brain into it.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, this should be at a +2, so roll 2d6. Yeah, okay.
managed closed up just in time. And yeah, you feel like the door opening and the override and the controls imply someone's in the cockpit.
Okay. So I'm gonna grab my harpoon rifle and everything else. I'm gonna put a helmet on, presumably the one attached to the big armor,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go up.
You ascend. Give me a very important sneak test. Yes, this is maneuver. Gain your modifier of 2.
Oh, I did that as a +2. Let me re-roll that, please.
It's all good. Yeah. We'll ignore that per our earlier precedent. We'll ignore that.
I mean, it's probably gonna be even worse. Yeah. It's
All right. So you feel like you might
better,
suffer.
technically.
You might suffer a -1 on your next maneuver. But you know, you're ascending and you are probably hidden. You see there's a lot of damage around and silvery whitish blood. And fortunately for you, actually, fortunately for you, it is sometimes apparently not that hard to sneak up on a newsguy. You ascend and you see Pearl Keeper is here, terribly wounded. And there's wind flapping around. You hear the sounds of like wind billowing in as if though through a window into the cockpit. That's strange. And there's like shit's been fucked up all over. There's bullet holes. Things have been zapped. Things are smoking. Panels are off. This place is fucked. The cockpit seems to have taken bullet holes to some of the controls as well.
I would like to line up an assassination strike with my harpoon, please.
I will allow you to do that. You need to rely on 2 things. One, Pearl Keeper needs to literally not check where you are in a minute. And the people on the hover bikes need to not get here in a minute, even though they were right outside just now. And he needs to not just, like, you know, walk in here for whatever other reason. Z needs to not walk in here for whatever other reason. And Z's going to get one more straight scrutiny test, not contested with maneuver. Do you consent? Is that...
So I don't get to contest the next scrutiny that happens.
Because you are literally stood there.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
All right, but if he does come at me, can I treat it as an aimed shot?
If Z comes at you, it will be an aimed ambush shot, and you will still get to pull the trigger.
I consent.
Okay. See, consent is important, folks. Pearl Keeper makes a scrutiny. Heaving. Lost a lot of blood. Sees you. Whips around.
Well, pew pew, motherfucker.
Yep. Give me that attack. With the modifier of 2 because you get your free action aim from the Integra link. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. You break all of Z's armor. And you deliver 5 damage. Z had 4 health remaining. You skewer the Gwai, physically embedding Zir into the control panels.
Well, that's fucked.
Z thrashes around a bit and bleeds all over. It's whacking paddle whacking. The door, by the way, seems pretty broken open at this point.
Yeah. Fuck. Is the computer at all workable?
You want to crawl over? Yeah, so as you crawl over, you see there's a hole in signs of violence. And the cockpit is no longer airtight. And you also hear and see the Newsguy adolescents on the hover bikes coming up to either side. The computer is there, and they see their broodmaster is dead. What do? You can jack into the computer right now. They might react.
I think I yell, "The old man is dead! Take their stuff! It's all for you! The loot, everything down there! It's all yours! Motherfucker's not coming back!"
Yeah, they both seem very intrigued by this course of events.
You wanna make it communicate? Any
No.
bonus?
You could. They're gonna roll something. If you get any successes on to communicate, it'll be a negative modifier to what they're gonna roll.
Okay. Do I get any bonuses to this communicate?
Yeah, modifier 3, because you literally are standing
Okay.
over the body of their broodmaster you just killed. And Newsguy tend to, Newsguy tend to, take that a certain kind of way. They are rolling at a -3 modifier on this resolve test. And neither of them, one of them peels off, and one of them says, "I will have your prize as well, wounded from the hunt," and comes up and is going to attempt a flying leap into this hole. If you want, you could try and take the very damaged controls and veer in some sort of way. It would be an operate -2.
Okay, that's happening. Literally so fucking happening. Oh, yeah! Yes!
It makes its leap for glory. It makes its leap for fucking glory. And it plunges and splashes into the water below. Yeah. You see, fuel is leaking. Fuel is critical. Everything's shot up. And the cockpit is hole opened in a way that the reactive glue isn't quite working. Not only that, it looks like the stealth mode has been compromised. You are coasting with a dead Newsguy next to you, a largely unresponsive control panel on a non-space-worthy craft, on a world that you thought was just an ocean with an abandoned Trinity research base in it. So what do you do now?
So the Newsguy must have some way off this planet.
Yeah. It has a personal Newsguy-like slate. It requires paddles to insert into it and manipulate, and many little feelers, but if you're willing to use its corpse, you can do it, or you could jack it into your brain.
I would be willing to do either, but I think the brain jack is much more direct.
Yeah, so you jack it in, and the moment you feel the electric spark, you roll me a resolve test.
Nice.
Now you get to contest the program. Roll me a systems with a modifier of 2. So literally just scoring anything. Okay, you overcome it. You feel like you shock. You take 1 stress. You're up at your edge. You're up at 7. It's like trying to overwhelm your mind, but you manage to beat it down, take control of it. This Newsguy doesn't use the jack, so it only ever uses the jack to combat hack control of synths. So its default programming was the moment anything jacked in, it tried to mind control it. You overcome it. You overcome everything coated in his fucking pearlescent blood. You've hacked his systems, and you see on his phone, now that you got control and you have its biometrics, you can put Z's paddle on it to make it scan and look like it's them. You see that there is a low orbit vessel, and it's planetfall capable like all Newsguy craft. You could bring it down and board.
Yes, and I also program it so that I am treated as, admin as well.
Yeah. You lock off his corpse, and with his pearl in tow, his blood splattered on you, and his children now gleefully taking the stuff below, Mara the Mink comes to, cross her feet atop this dual-sided control stirrup. And you are now the proud owner of a personal Newsguy cruiser. Holy shit. I did not expect you
I made out like a
close.
bandit.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Yeah, that was the session. Thank you all for coming out. And Pat, this is still a one-on-one between us. Got any feedback for me? How did you feel about the adventure as Mara takes off?
Darling, this was magnificent. Everything was a blast. You did so wonderfully. I'm sorry I was so low energy at the beginning, but everything was just magnificent. You did great with the bioflora, with the biomes and the flora and fauna. very interesting creatures that you had and concepts. This was just this was like honestly Change Stars is what's the name of that D&D module everybody likes? Undermountain or no, the one with all the traps.
Tomb of Horrors or Tomb of Annihilation?
Yes, exactly. This was basically Change Stars' equivalent to Tomb of Horrors, and it was so good.
By the way, if the jellyfish thing got you at the top of every turn, it got to a free crush attack on you, and then it would try to eat you.
No, the jellyfish would have fucked me up. Like God. Floppy McFlopperson or whatever you named it, Mask or Dave, I forget who, but no, I think it was Mask. Yeah, no, that was terrifying. There was a lot of scary shit in here. This was great. My one critique would have been that in a 1v1 person game, it does help if there's a little bit more like I don't know NPC communication to some extent, like a little bit more talkie-walkie. Would have been nice.
Yeah,
but that's
I mean,
basically it. Like,
yeah, I could have put literally.
Nice
I didn't realize you were gonna pact bond with the scooter. I needed to break the scooter and get you out of the heavy pressure suit both a lot sooner. But then you did well against like the relevant tests, and I was like, I don't want to like unfairly dick you over. But yeah, no, I should have put a simulated personality into Scooty. I didn't realize you were gonna bond with Scooty. I thought Scooty was gonna break on the way in and then be abandoned. But yeah.
I'm not sure how I would have gotten the pearl out without Scooty.
Well, you were not intended to just scooter out. You were supposed to take the submarine or an ascended cage or the lift. But yeah, no, that was pretty crazy. You survived the adventure. Multiple new squad, a meet, something called an auction vampire, one player in a one-shot. Yeah. Yeah, I was intending to have the meet do nothing but try to kill you.
I killed two.
Yeah, the meet was just supposed to try and kill you no matter what, but then, after, you got the impasse, I'm like, whatever. I'll give it a go. But the whole thing was it was supposed to try and stun you, trick you into fixing it so that it would try and kill you with his electrodes. Yeah. That was great.
No, I totally got that, and I was gonna play ball, but then I realized meat's like killing things, and this meat's not gonna be able to kill things if this meat wins.
Yeah. So we had a good
unless.
Unless.
Yeah, that was fun. There was so much going on. It was very well developed, very well thought out. I know you're working a whole bunch on a whole different a bunch of modules, but babe, this is potentially even module worthy. I think this was just a blast.
It was pretty fun. Yeah. I had a great time. You had a great time. The audience had a great time. I think we peaked at around 16.
Yeah, we peaked at 16 and we maintained around 11. So that was really good.
Yeah. So I think with that, unless there's anything else you want to say, I'm gonna raid TT2KB.
No, I think we should share the joy and keep this chain going. Anybody who's still interested in watching stuff, let's find somebody to watch.
Let's pop over, Tabletop to Keyboards Live. Let's drop our Throggers and chat and be a great community. Until next time, dreamers, dream on. And I am going to eat my words because Pat did survive, unfortunately. Oh.
I did survive. That means Lee's got to do some embarrassing things for me.
Yeah. All right, we're raiding TT2KB. I'll see you on the flip, dreamers. Alright, we are rallying up the raid, and I'm going to hit the button as soon as it pops up.
Love y'all.
Bye, gamer.